Yo, yo, my bad, y'all, for the technical difficulties. I just wanted to jam out for a little minute, man. My bad. Forgot about the monetization rules and all that. Yeah, nobody else music on there, but shit, I'm just trying to vibe. Was good with it, was good with it. share this, share this link back out. Link back out real quick. Good with it, y'all. I'm live again. You hear me? Started a whole new stream. They shut me down because I was jamming out other people's music, but I don't know how they do it though. I be watching DJs doing this shit, like listening to people's music and shit like that. I guess we gotta see how can I do it. You know what I'm saying? Some type of way you can listen. I seen DJs, they got their channels and all that shit, and they just DJ all that. I guess you probably got to be a DJ with DJ equipment or something. Probably I do it I do that just to play the music. Shoot, DJ it up a little bit. Have DJ it up a little bit in the podcast. Send this link out real quick. Send my links out. Let me see. See something real quick. Here we go. Here we go. What's good with it, y'all? Welcome to the Algae East podcast, man. We're gonna be talking about Niger-Congo society. Last show we were talking about uh agriculture in West Africa in Niger-Congo society. That's a subject we can always come back to too, because it's real detailing too. There's just one perspective from Christopher Evans' book. But I'm gonna show various sources on Niger-Congo culture and other cultures too of Africa and all over the world. We're gonna get into all that. I just want to focus on this Niger-Congo culture first. People real good understand it. So who we are as African American people or Africans of the diaspora, or like I say, Niger-Congo people of the diaspora. For real. That's who we are. We come from a particular cluster or gene pool of Africa. Even when people talk about the Green Sahara, Reggie messed up when he talking about brother Reggie on the channel. He was talking about everybody started the Green Sahara, split out the Green. Yeah, they did, but when they met up in the Green Sahara, they were still different people groups. It was diversity in the Green Sahara. I'm sending this link out to Ngozi. I was going to show too. Because I did the show earlier. I gave him the first link. It's a whole new show, so I gotta give him this. If you know, you know what I'm saying, we're just gonna rock. We're gonna rock out. No link. No link. There we go. New show. Let's see if we got anybody in the building, man. Sorry for the interruption, y'all. Here we go. Yeah, that's where my people live. What's good with it, Mr. Metro? What's good with it, Lamar Pope? Thanks for the support, y'all. Appreciate it. And the four other people that's watching, that's kicking it, rocking. About three other people watching right there. Don't get it up in there though. Don't get it in. See, go to my sources real quick. We left off on the ceramics and agriculture. We get into Niger-Congo, early Niger-Congo societies. Hold on real quick, y'all. One sec. Here we go, y'all. I'm trying to pull up my Scribe account. Show you the book, my source I'm using, which is African Civilization by Christopher Ehret. It's a continuation of what I was going into, it's about the Niger-Congo culture. I go in and out about the Niger-Congo culture on this channel. Uh, yeah, man, I'm gonna get into other details too, but I just want to start off with this particular culture. A lot of other people, a lot of channels, they more Egyptocentric. You know what I'm saying? This channel, I say it's Niger-Congo centric, and I got the right to be Niger-Congo centric because that's our immediate root, African roots. Just like an Egyptian got the right to be Egyptian and a real Egyptian. You know what I'm saying? We really not the Congo people. People just got to accept it. We're particular African. Okay. Share my screen. Share my screen with y'all real quick. Please like, and subscribe, y'all. Like and subscribe. Appreciate the support. You know what I'm saying? Whoever watching, rocking with me this Saturday. Just chilling out, man. Gonna just get a lesson in. Maybe discussion later. If you might want to join the panel. Y'all can see that. Hold on. One quick. Hold on. Yeah, I'm back, y'all. I'm back, y'all. I had my my wife watching the show, and she was like, you erased my comment." I had to tell her YouTube shut me down. They shut me down because I was playing the music. I was rocking to the Afro beats. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of that stuff probably got to be cleared. That's some international music right there, for real. A lot. Some stuff you probably get away with. I gotta just check into songs. Songs are probably some Afrobeat songs that I can get away with playing on the thing. I probably play it for Grammy hit or something. Who knows? Other time I've been rocking unless my I guess I'm getting more followers, I get more subscribers. People recognizing my channel or something, you know what I'm saying? The first nobody really tripping off the channel. What's good, said Breeze? What's good with it, y'all? All right, now we was getting, hold on, fix my camera real quick. Which I'm gonna invest into me a camera too, and give me that little ring so y'all can really see me in full effect. It's coming into tuition. It's coming down the line. We're finna get better and better, be big and better as we teach these lessons. But yeah, but I'm gonna get into the early Niger-Congo societies because that represents our immediate roots. You know what I'm saying? As African American people or Africans in the diaspora. But like I say, I claim it with the term Western Central African Creoles, of the Americas. That's not just US African Americans. I'm talking about Jamaicans, Cubans, Haitians, all of, what I'm saying, all African descent of the diaspora. We come from these particular places of Africa. And a lot of people be like, oh, Africa diverse, we come from so many different tribes, but we come from mostly these Niger-Congo speaking people. And Niger-Congo people are diverse among their own cluster. You have different, subgroups or subcultures of this macro, macro ethno-linguistic group or culture. Which I've described on the last show when I was talking about their agriculture, a lot of things they eat, they ate, the innovations. We don't get a lot. We gonna shine a light on this show on Niger-Congo culture. It's not really done like that. A lot of people focus on Egypt all the time. You know what I'm saying? Even this show sometimes we get a little side swipe by Egypt. You know what I'm saying? I had to comment on something because I know a lot of different places in Africa. I studied about a lot of different places in Africa, including Egypt. So I know the actual perspective and how it is, you know what I'm saying? I know what particular Africans they are all related to. It's a particular type of African groups they're related to. You got to be particular and careful when you're describing these different people because Africa is diverse. Shoot, Asia is diverse. Asia is just as diverse as Africa. Africa is actually the second diverse. A lot of people are like, oh, Africa is the most diverse place on the planet, but that's biogenetic. You know what I'm saying? It's biogenetically diverse place on the planet, but like culture ethnically, like culture wise, Asia is the most diverse culture wise on the planet. It's because it's the biggest continent, of course. You know what I'm saying? You can even add Europe into Asia. You know what I'm saying? Sort of like as one big continent, even though Asia really means east. But as a whole continent, you can even add Europe in there, shit. But yeah, but Africa is the second most culturally diverse uh, place or continent on the planet, and it's just that's real. That's real. It's just the truth. But look though, early Niger-Congo society, and this was from Christopher Ayers' book. Um, you know, one of my favorite books, man. Y'all know what our book bring it out. You know what I'm saying? The civilizations of Africa. I gotta give me a new book. I've been reading it. You know what I'm saying? I've been really reading it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't be reading. If you see somebody with books that look too clean, like they ain't reading them. Like they ain't they may be reading them, but they ain't reading them like reading them. I be reading like front to back. You know what I'm saying? That's what my books look like. That I take them a lot of places. You know what I'm saying? The civilizations of Africa, Christopher Herod. You know what I'm saying? You know how they say, you know how to say you know how they say a good mechanic, don't have clean hands. You know what I'm saying? A good mechanic got dirty hands. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said good researchers. You know what I'm saying? The page is gonna look like that. You know, you're really reading that book. You're really going through it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm like Mongo Slave. What's up with it, yo? Cuban crisis in the building. Appreciate the support. My brother, my Cubano brother. You know, I got Cuban roots too. You know, Afro-Cuban roots, my damn self. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I'm I'm raised up in the U.S. American family household. You know, my grandfather, my mother's father's father was Afro-Cuban. You know what I'm saying? I wear rap at West Africa to the fullest. You see my chains. We got the mask, the Benin mask. You know what I'm saying? The Mother Queen mask, Idea. You know what I'm saying? Idea mask, the Mother Queen mask. I don't rock unks. I don't rock the unks. I read West Africa, West and Central Africa. Unks, that's Egypt. You know what I'm saying? But if you rock the unk, that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. That like I look at it the same way. If you rock the unk or get an unk tattoo or some shit like that, even though we all West and Central Africa, I just look at it as the same thing as people getting like a Chinese tattoo, Chinese letters. So you know what I'm saying? China cool, somebody getting some, Arabic letters on writing on. That's how I look at them. People had the same shit. You know what I'm saying? It's universal. You know what I'm saying? I like Japanese shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get into, you know what I'm saying? We all, culture appropriate. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no choice. We all influenced by different cultures, exposed by different cultures, especially in this modern world. But let me get back on subject, yo. Uh, get into early Niger-Congo societies. Despite the overall cultural diversity, check this out. Despite the overall cultural diversity of Niger-Congo society, in recent historical periods, their ancient common historical roots have been strongly evident in their uh, uh, rep, 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 preservation. Their preservation. Let me read that again. Their ancient common historical roots have been historically evident in their preservation of the same or similar beliefs and cultural practices, even in far separated parts of the continent. See what I'm saying? Let me read that again for y'all if y'all don't understand me. Despite the overall cultural diversity of Niger-Congo societies in recent historical periods, their ancient common historical roots have been strongly evident in their preservation of the same and similar beliefs and cultural practices, even in far separated parts of the continent. Niger-Congo people, us. And a lot of that too references to that Bantu migration. But we spread it out. You know what I'm saying? We Niger-Congo people, Niger-Congo language family is like the biggest language family in the continent, on the continent. It has like the biggest population. We have the biggest and it didn't start like that. Like we spread it out and multiplied. You know what I'm saying? That's why people when they think of an African, they think of a Bantu because we're the most numerous. You know what I'm saying? the best, and that's due to the Bantu expansion because the Bantu expansion, if people don't know, a lot of people use the pseudo shit. You know what I'm saying? They say, oh, they came from Egypt. No, Bantu come from Bantoid languages. Bantoid languages come from Beni Congo language family speakers from that umbrella. And they come from the greater, Niger Congo family. And this is in West Africa. So the Bantu expansion spread out from an area that was in between Cameroon and Nigeria, southern Nigeria, and spread it out all the way, all out the continent. So even them people like even people of like what people in East Africa, some people that call themselves East Africans, they really West Africa. They migrated, their ancestors migrated, they still, got the same traditional roots and all the yams, the language, all that. When you talking about like the West African, the East African Bantu speakers, the Swahili, the Swahili speakers, the Kuyu, many others, many other different, the Sayo, people from Malawi, people from Mozambique, Eastern Bantu, even the Bantus that's in Somalia. We all have a genetic and cultural continuity. For sure we do. But let me get back to it. This scattered but recurrent preservation of old elements of culture allows us to reconstruct many of the ancient characteristics of Niger-Congo civilization. Some features back trace back probably to the proto-Niger-Congo peoples at the very end of the Ice Age. Other characteristic traits, and let me say this again. Some of the features traces back probably to the proto-Niger-Congo people at the very end of the Ice Age. That's before the Green Sahara, Reggie. You know what I'm saying? You had different people groups, you know what I'm saying, during that time period. Even before the Green Sahara, these people was distinct. The ancestors were distinct from the people who would have became the Egyptians later on, or even the different Nilo-Saharan groups. They was distinct from the Afro-Asiatic speakers in, in East Africa, who live, who gene pool mostly come from like the southern Red Sea area, or northern Eritrea. Them regions, what I'm saying, where Afro-Asiatic possibly started it. And they say some features trace back probably to proto-Niger-Congo people at the very end of the Ice Age. Other characteristics, traits, and practices merged in the later periods and the spread more widely. Niger-Congo communities from a very early period appear to have been clan-based, with the clan in early times forming the primary wider social political grouping of people. Descent was reckoned matrilineally. A lot of y'all already know that. Niger-Congo speakers, Western Central African speakers, even Nilo-Saharan speakers. A lot of early Africans were matrilineal. And it said with goods and office inherited through one's mother or brother of one's mother. And it said goods office inherited through one's mother or the brother of one's mother. So you had a lot of even in like the rulership in in West Africa, a lot of West African kingdoms, a lot of the thrones were passed down to the nephew. You know what I'm saying? Then a lot of times, other than like the direct son, sometimes, or even an uncle or some shit like that. But it was all through a matrilineal system. From the mother side. Or sometimes I think some cultures, and I'm not mistaken, they even today they'll even take up on the matrilineal name. Even if they're male, they'll take on that name and their title. And they say not only were early Niger-Congo descent groups matrilineal, We can therefore call their kin groups matri clans. But most, let me see if I can zoom up to that. Do y'all see that real good? Yeah, I can see it. It looks like it's probably good. See if I can expand. Yeah, there we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, and it say not only were the Niger-Congo descent people groups matrilineal, we can therefore call their kin groups matriclans, but most probably they were matrilocal and uxioroloco. I had to look. I'm gonna have to look that up. You know, what I'm saying? That's a unique word right there. I ain't even heard of that one. I have to look that up. See what that is. We can look that up later. See what that. Let me see. Let's see what it is now. He say, but most probably they were matrilocal and uxgrolocal. Let me see what that is, y'all. Let's find out. Shoot, let's find out what it is. That's what this channel here for. You hear the research. This shit said uxolocal, so uxoloquial. I never even heard of that one. Ux oroloquial. Okay. Ux or let me see what the hell this means. Uxoloquia was the definition. Oh, it's the same shit. Matriloquial. This is another way to say it. Okay, okay. Christopher Eric getting fancy with us. Christopher Eric getting real fancy with us. Uxoloquial. He look uxoloquial looking. But I guess uxor, I guess that's how you pronounce it. Ux or loquial is synonymous with matriloquial. A lot of loquials, I guess. Let me see. Peace, peace, peace. What's up with it? Sister Jelani in the building. Pseudo killer official. And shout out to the pseudo killer channel. You know, like and subscribe to that channel too. You might see me rolling that channel. And also like and subscribe to the Carnivorous podcast. You know, brother Chef, that podcast go too. You know what I'm saying? But right here it say that that is to say let me start off back up here. It say not only were the early Niger-Congo descent groups matrilineal, we can therefore call their kin groups matral clans, quote unquote matral clans, but most probably they were matrilocal and uxolocal. And they say that is to say women continue to live in their mothers' villages. Oh, this is what it means. That is he getting to like to the ground what it means. He said that is to say women continue to live in their mothers' villages when a man and a woman married, the man was expected to move to his wife's village rather than the other way around. And it's kind of that's crazy, and it's kind of like that in our society today a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, like I don't know, I don't know, in my family is like this. But a lot of times, y'all might recognize it too, though. You know what I'm saying? By I don't know if it's a cultural thing, but it seems as though like the men when they get married, they're more so line up with their wife's side of the family more so. You know what I'm saying? You still rock with your family, but you're more so like even the kids, even your kids are more so or more too acute or more acute or more aligned or more closer to the mother, to your mother's, their mother's side or your wife's side. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying though? To the chat. But it say rather than the other way around, the man surely also had uh the man surely also had to perform bride service for the bride's family, working and contributing for a time to the bride's family household before being allowed to marry her. This custom remained a widely found feature down to recent centuries, persisting in here and there all across Niger-Congo parts of Africa. That's where we come from. We don't just come from no Africa. Matter of fact, we don't come from Africa. The continent didn't even really have a name. You know what I'm saying? Africans are really the real Africans. You know what I'm saying? The real Africans are really Amazigh, North African speakers, Afro-Asiatic speakers from Tunisia. That's the real Africa. The province of Africa. That's the original Africa. We always had our own language, our own names, our own nomenclatures in our own regions, different regions that we in. We come from the Niger-Congo speaking regions. Even though, yeah, no, like even that, like these language families are all related, it is recognized as being related today, today in modern science, modern linguistics. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it is no, even like it is no real name for Niger-Congo language itself, but it's recognized as in science and linguistics and anthropology as a connection because we find that these languages are closely related to each other. And it's a working hypothesis as well. You know what I'm saying? It's still working out the kinks to fully I guess publish it as an official language family. But it is, of course, there's a lot of more evidence to us recognize that these languages that they categorize in Niger-Congo most definitely have a cultural continuity. Even that's what Christopher Everett recognized. I just read a few minutes ago, and like the sounds and all that is. Oh yeah, it goes. Yeah, I guess it goes in Texas. Yeah, I start to show you. I start to show you. But yeah, I'm live. The brother and go, he might jump on tonight. But it also say, okay, the man had to know he had to put in the work, to get the woman, but he had to put in the work for the woman's family or his future wife's family, even in order to marry a wife or a woman in a West African society, not even just West African society. I'm gonna say Niger-Congo side, but Niger-Congo people we are mostly West Africans. Cause we didn't even start, cause our language family, even our culture didn't even really start in West Africa, truth be told. But I kind of got into that earlier, if y'all seen my earlier show, when I got into kind of the roots in the migrations of Niger-Congo societies and speakers. How they kind of, how they migrated from an east to west migration from at least, like I said, from the last ice age, somewhere around 22,000 years ago. These people started out somewhere around Western Sudan, around the area what they call the Yellow Nile or Wadi Hawar area. Like it was different then, you know what I'm saying? But like it was today. Even today, you still got, even in Sudan, besides the Fulani people who back migrated back more recently, you still got indigenous Niger-Congo languages to that region in the Nuba Hills and like the Kadofian language. You got a Nilo, you got a Sudanic Kadofian, which is Nilo-Saharan, but you got Kadofian languages, which is part of the Niger-Congo or the Niger, like I also call it Niger-Kadofian. The Niger-Kadofian is the macro family, even where Niger-Congo branched off from, or Proto-Niger-Congo branched off from. Even some languages say uh, Niger-Kadofian is the language family, and it branched off into two main families: Kadofian, which was the ones who stayed in Sudan, and Niger-Congo or Proto-Niger-Congo, who eventually became Niger-Congo proper in West Africa. But we all related. You know what I'm saying? We all have a cultural continuity with each other. We all share the same in biology. We will all share the same what they call it, demis. On the like with Brother and he talk about the demi level, or the same gene pool. And then too, of course, as our culture and society migrated, we also overlapped and intermixed with other people in these lands that were already there indigenously. It's like, for instance, like Bantu expansion, areas in South Africa. I'm gonna say first place areas in Central Africa. They mix with the you know the people of the forest. The Twa people, and then and then South Africa they mix with the Khoisan, who also they call them the Twa too. If y'all didn't know that, they also call them the Twa, because Twa just really mean, it's a Bantu term. It really mean people that don't practice agricultural pastoralism. It's hunter gatherer people. You know what I'm saying? In their perspective. But the first people, but today it's cool to delineate and call the little people of the forest, to call them the Patois, because they actually were the people that were called that the longest. They were the first, during the Bantu expansion. Those were some of the first people that they uh, came in contact with before even coming in contact with uh, people from South Africa like the Khoisan, and even people that they might, even in East Africa, they around the lake regions, they linked up with Nilo-Saharan groups and some of the South Cushitic population, and other East Africans, Eastern Cushitic, a little bit later on. But yeah, though, this custom remained a widely found feature down through recent centuries, persisting here and there all over Niger-Congo, parts of Africa, wherever unstrained, uh, egalitarian and maternal social systems still prevail. And they say among early Benny Quay, I talked about Benny Quay on last show. Among the early Benny Quay, which is another major family, subfamily of Niger-Congo. And Benny Quay will be like Benny Quay will be the ancestor that connects Yoruba, Igbo, Akan to Bantu. You know what I'm saying? Benny Congo come out of Benny Quay. You know what I'm saying? And it's split. You got Eastern, I guess the Eastern, they call it Eastern Benny Congo, and then you got Western Benny Congo. And right here it say among the early Benny Quay of the 6th century. Let me go back to show y'all something real quick. Just to give y'all a reminder of what he means by Christopher Harry mean when he talks about the Benny Quay people. Yeah, with it. Yeah, right here. They were the people that the Benny Quay people were like the people that really profounded on yam cultivation. We talked about that last not it wasn't the last show, but it was the last time we talked about Niger-Congo society. We right here say this is a little briefing I'm gonna show y'all. It say around 6th and 5th millennium BCE, one particular Niger-Congo society, the Proto-Benique, began to take advantage of possibility of these crops, which is talking about like palm oil, nuts, and all this more tropical areas of West Africa because they more like they went across like the tropical savanna band. It's like a right up under the Sahel. You got the humid tropical band that goes across Africa. But these people originally came from the Central Sahara. The ancestors came from Central Sahara though. And it was green and more tropical, and then via coming from the Western Sudan. But around 55,000 years ago, or like the 6th century to 5th century millennium BC, some of these Niger-Congo societies of the Brini Quay would have been in more of these tropical regions, having to utilize their different type of cultivation, but still bringing some of those Central Saharan crops with them too, like black-eyed peas, like cow peas, right, different rices and all that. They come from the rices and all that. They come from the Central Sahara. They come from up more north. They say, wait, who they are the ancestors of out of the Niger-Congo family group. Where's that at? I was right here. It say a number of societies that played major roles in recent centuries of African history, such as the Yoruba, Igbo, and Akan societies, to which many African Americans can trace their ancestry, or descendants of the Benique settlers of the rainforest belt and 5th millennium BCE. That's why I'm talking about the rainforest belt, right up under the woodland savannas. And it say the Bantu peoples who carried the ideas of Niger-Congo civilization into equatorial forests from the 3rd millennium BCE onward originated also an offshoot of the Benique. That's what I was saying. I said it right there. You know what I'm saying? The Benique is the bridge and connection between the Igbo languages, Yoruba, Edo, people, some of the languages that you find out throughout Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, and Benin. Kind of a bridge between them and the Bantu language. They all come from, they sub branches from that macro, that sub macro family. Right, it said among the early Beni Quay of the 6th and 5th century BCE, a hereditary position of clan chief priest existed, called by the term Okumo. And it was different, and this ain't the only term. It's just they just give him he's giving the basic linguistic common, spelling of a term. This changes all, this is the basic term for it, for this chief priest, title. But if you go throughout all the different Niger-Congo languages, this word changes slightly. You know what I'm saying? Because different dialects, like tomato type deal. But called by the term Okumo in the Proto-Benique language. The older of this ritual position separated with the inherently different religious framework than the Wapir or the Wapir of the Cushitic uh, branch of Afroasiatic civilization. So this title is a and it's a it holds is different because early in his book he talks about the Cushitic groups and how they had like a sort of a a chief, how they chief priests or whatever operated. And this show you right here that the West African priest or chief priest operated in a totally different way, giving even more distinction. Good when it goes in the building. Yo, 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 it's good with it, bro. I'm just getting it in. After that, after I get it in, we can build whatever on the show. And they say he or she presided over community ceremonial. And you got the link too, goes. It's I text you the link too, the new link. And they say he or she presided over community ceremony observance and acted as the ritual intermediary between people of clan and spirits of their ancestors. Because this chief priest can be man or woman too. That's what I say. He or she, the Okumo, he or she represented over community ceremonial observance and acted as ritual intermediary between the people of the clan and spirits of their ancestors. And this was kind of like was crazy to this shit. This priest chief, he'll play the role because like when we came to America and we got Christianized, y'all gonna laugh at me. When we got Christianized, uh, some of those African roles still existed and persisted. So this intermediary priest chief kind of played the same role, kind of like how preachers in the black church did. You know what I'm saying? For real. That's how they got down. And they say in the later agricultural eras, he or she might be responsible for allocating land and newcomers wanting to settle in the clans or lineages territory. The clan chief priest may often also have acted as the court or last resort in adjudicating disputes within the community and had the role of spokesperson in communal ideals with the people of other clans. Did this ritual role exist still earlier in Niger-Congo history? The comparative cultural evidence suggests that possibility, but we cannot confirm this conclusion as yet from the linguistic evidence. We suspect that Niger-Congo peoples from very early times, like the Afrasians, and like the Afrasian or the Afroasiatic groups, practice circumcision as a rite of passage from boyhood to adulthood, male status. In recent centuries, customs could be found in a great many Niger-Congo societies scattered as far west as Senegambia and as far east as Cameroon. How girls may have been initiated into adulthood in early Niger-Congo civilization is not yet known. A smaller number of Niger-Congo societies in West Africa did practice clitoral dictomy in recent eras, and that's sadly that's female vaginal mutilation, which is a horrible thing. I hate it. You know what I'm saying? I hate that culture or wherever it came from came to our culture. I believe a lot of that stuff came from Afro-Asiatic people. You know, their societies started a lot of that custom and kind of like overlapped into other societies. And they say because this already even happened in recent eras, but we can remain ensure how old this custom may actually have been. There is no reason at present to that think that circumcision among early Africans had any historical connection to the present to the presence of circumcision among early Africa, early Niger-Congo people. And he said, it might, right here, he said it might not. So it might not have a connection to it. I could be wrong, you know what I'm saying? It might be just something different. Or maybe it's something that I think all two, it possibly something that both of them just came up with during the Green Sahara era. Because you had Afro-Asiatic people in the Green Sahara, you had early Niger-Congo people in the Green Sahara, proto Niger-Congo people in Central Sahara or whatever. A lot of these people, was living amongst each other around these lakes in different areas and wet areas and stuff. So we don't know really where that we know it probably was the women. Like I read something that said the women, like it was women's societies that kind of created that, the female mutilation thing because when they wanted to marry off their daughter with the cattle, it was like something with the cattle wealth system, the cattle marriage system where they tried to made sure of their daughter to be a virgin for marriage and all that, some type of weird stuff like that, some old tribal tradition. Right here, this is a palm thatch roof of a rectangular gable roof house. I think I read about these roofs in the last show, these type of building. And say houses, I'm gonna talk about it right here. I didn't talk about this. I talked about the clothing, stitching together. Right here, it say how they houses, in their society most commonly were. It say houses with the rectangular floor plan and the gable roof for ancient archaeological styles among Bini people. These photographs views the layered palm thatch roofing, of modern examples of such a house as seen by looking upward from inside the house. That's what this is right here. It's like this is a view of somebody looking up at the roof, how it's built, the structure is built. Right here say please get up, feel. Yeah, let me continue. It say this photo views the layered palm thatch roofing, a modern example of such a house as seen looking upward from the inside of the house in the top part of one of the four outside walls of the house on which the roof rests as the bottom of the photograph. The typical residential unit in early Niger-Congo civilizations may have been relatively compact village containing probably somewhere in the range of 100 to 200 inhabitants. People belonging to one clan or to one particular lineage within the clan would have formed the core element in the village, which is matrilineal. And it said it would have been their village, but attached to the core population would have been other people, especially especially the husbands from other clans who had married women of the village. The village might also include a few families or individuals who had moved from other areas been allowed to settle and become part of the village life. If such people stayed on other long term, their children or grandchildren would gradually come to be accepted as members of the local clan or lineage. We cannot be sure about the layout of the earliest Niger-Congo villages. One notable pattern become characteristics, however, among Bini peoples who spread into rainforest areas of West Africa in the 5th millennium BCE. These people built their village among single street with the houses set out on each side of the street. If such a village fronted on a river, it was composed of a single row house on the side of the street away from the stream. We do not yet know either what style of houses the very early Niger-Congo people may have built. The Bini peoples, however, innovated a new style of their own, probably during the eras of their settlement in West African rainforest belt. Their houses had rectangular floor plans and gable roofs, and they covered the roofs with woven palm matting or palm thatching. And that's continued. That's how they live. That's how the housing live. Their societies. My next show, I'm gonna get into the technology and artistry among early Niger-Congo people. Get into their crafts. We're gonna get into the religion and medicine. That's gonna be a cool. That's gonna be cool. We're gonna talk about the religion and medicine. Another show. And we're gonna get into some other stuff too. It's another topic I want to talk about too. I'm gonna just talk about different Niger-Congo descended people all throughout the diaspora, including us. I'm gonna start off with the African American or the US African American. Gonna wrap up my that little part of my show. I'm gonna share the link though. Share the link to the panel. Not mean to the chat, I mean. Let's go over this one. I sent in the wrong one. Trick. That's why he ain't came on. I sent in the wrong one. I sent the old. Gotta get the new. Hold on, let me see. Here it is, right? Invite. My bad, bro. Let me see. Here we go. 'Cause I don't I said no way. I said wrong one. Definitely did. I'm gonna send it out to the panel, I mean to the chat too. Period. You period. Yeah, there we go. All right, y'all. There we go. Just share the chat, y'all. I just shared the link in the chat. Y'all free and welcome to join the panel. You know what I'm saying? And be with me. You talk about anything that and discuss, early Niger-Congo societies, far as we know. As far as we know today, what's going on. You know what I'm saying with that. That's why I like really going into Niger Congo history and anthropology about that culture because it's a new horizon. It's like on the horizon, a lot of new stuff, a lot of new things that we still trying to find out about our particular culture, for us Niger Congo speakers. It's good
What's
with it.
up, my bro?
Good with it, man.
Chilling, bro. What's going on with you?
No, man, just building, man, banging for the west and central side, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We definitely got to get on that shit for sure. I hear you. You're doing good breaking it down, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
just, I want, the audience to know that Team Osiris, when we had that, we've been doing this for a very long time.
Yeah,
So
long time, bro.
yeah, no one taught us anything. I wanted to say the show that Chief X was talking about is actually from 12 years ago. So Ngozi never repped Egypt. Not even on that show I was saying it. On that show I was saying from 12 years ago I was 25, 26 or 25. I was 24 or 25, I'm sorry. I was saying from an Egyptian guy named Mustafa Gadala. He wrote a book called Exiled Egyptians Heart of Africa. This is a light brown skinned Egyptian man from Egypt who was
Yeah,
saying that how all of Africa had a connection to Egypt, and he was saying how the Yoruba elites came from Egypt and everything, and I was regurgitating that. So that actually came from an Egyptian. That didn't come from Dr. Ben. That didn't come from none of the elders in the community. They came from an Egyptian, and I mimicked it. And the idea of a black Egypt was very, very good because at one time we all had that black idea of Egypt. But I always looked at Egypt as a distinct type of black from West Africans. So if you go listen to the shit show from 12 years ago, I'm saying some people descend from them and some people don't. And I also said that the modern population, I never denied them. Only thing I said on that show 12 years ago is the modern populations was mixed. And that's still true. They are mixed. They are ancient mixed people. They're not a recent mixed people. They've been mixed since the inception and prior before the inception of Egypt. So no one taught me anything. And I don't want people thinking that at all.
yeah,
Um,
like even back then, bro. Like man, fuck, we're gonna get it's the show and tell show, bro. We do show and tell.
yeah,
Up
but no one taught anything. I mean, and as I
there.
said on the show yesterday,
Nobody taught us nothing. We
yeah,
all
yeah, absolutely not.
we already was pushing the envelope
Yes.
on certain things. Even though we wasn't in the forefront, I don't know what popular or nothing. A lot of people weren't even paying attention to our show.
No, they weren't paying attention to us because we wasn't popular. We was just in the background, and we was playing a political role of trying to play politics because at that time, shit, we was still affiliated with Armor Raw Squad,
Yeah,
and we understand. And
not,
Egypt, mm,
yeah, and I would say too, you know what I'm saying, I don't got no issues with console or nothing like that, but back then, he put his own mask on the show. You know what I'm saying?
yep, I was
Otherwise,
never around. Yeah, I was never around. So I wasn't around, you wasn't around. So the only people that was holding the torch for Team Osiris was Brother Consul and Brother Melvin at that time. They was more in the metaphysical lane. But Osiris was picked on purpose because we knew how much the world loved Egypt, especially our community. And Osiris, I purposely chose the Greek word. I wasn't trying to be comedic. I didn't say Asar or Wasir. I said Osiris. And Osiris actually meant our solution is revealed in science. That's all it meant.
So let me
So
ask you.
yeah, that was the acronym of it. And Khufu had the one soul infinitely resurrected in spirit because he liked metaphor. He liked the spiritual stuff. I said our solution is revealed in science. So I don't know what people get this from. Ngozi, which is a Igbo name, and in Tanzania it means skin, and in Zulu it means danger. I ain't never came out saying I was a goddamn Egyptian. And
Yeah,
12 years ago, the Egyptian studies from even Abu Yasir wasn't even released yet because that was released in 2017. And then in 2010, when the DNA was released by Zawi Hawass with testing diseases based off the 8 out of 13 STRs, that's when everybody was trying to figure out the sub-Saharan component. But even shit, years prior before that, like 3 years prior, it was already being shot at, in a sense of not using it as race. Because people was trying to present this a long time ago when they put it upgraded it on DNA tribes. And even in DNA tribes, when some people was trying to I was talking about this years ago. I was talking about this years ago with DNA tribes, how it's just uncertainty, it's not enough. And then people started taking the DNA test, and then later on, and at that point, we did match it with the Great Lakes region and all that because that was popular and people wanted to, promote that, but it was still faulty. So you got shows with me talking against the idea of Black Egypt 8 years ago, 9 years ago. But in the beginning phase, yes, the idea of Black Egypt was popular. When me and Gullah Geechee came out, we talked about Ethio Somali and Proto Bija. So I'm not masking it as if at one phase I didn't say that they were a type of black, but the type of black I used to promote them with and I mean, I'm sorry, compare them with was the Bija type people or the Ethio Somali type people. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And if you read the papers, even if you look at the wiki articles, it say them people have a genetic and cultural continuity with each other anyway. They just the more tropical scope of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They all related. Like this the Somalians is a little bit more basal. You know what I'm saying? Well,
I mean, and it's still the same. I'm
yeah,
not disregarding the Proto Bija. I'm not disregarding the Ethio Somali because at the end of the day, they still share close affinities with that. This
yeah,
shit to me,
yeah,
this shit to me is not about who presented shit first because that's childish.
yeah.
You
That's
know what I'm
child.
saying?
Yeah,
Like I don't give a fuck who present what first. I'm just here to teach the truth. And people with sense who hears people like you and me or anybody that deals with truth and follow the data or the available data that's out there. If anybody that's scientific enthusiast that really follows and mimics science and try to keep up with it, nobody will be in this shit to try to promote the idea of a greater race and all that shit because that's frivolous and stupid because there's the idea of race is childish. But no one is trying to promote the Egyptians as if they're the population that we descend from, especially with new findings and shit. Hell, next year or 20
yeah.
years from now, they might
This all.
change the whole thing and go back to the idea. Science is not absolute. Like if they found something now and then 9 years later they found, I'm just saying hypothetically, they found 9 years later from now, they found that a certain portion of the Egyptians had genetic signatures highly Nilotic. What niggas gonna go there? They gonna lose their mind and say, "See, we proved that they was black." Like you don't know what they're gonna find. It's just based off available data that we have now. So nobody can talk in absolutes.
Yeah,
But what I
An Egyptian and the Arab is damn near like a Puerto Rican, bro.
that's all they are.
For real,
That's
like
all they are. I'm glad you put my brother Amir Said up there because he was one of the first Egyptians. We've been having Egyptians with
been
us. He
having.
was with Team Osiris.
Yeah, like like he was with us. He was with us before, like what I'm saying. Chief X went in, and separated himself from Huntman and shit. You know what I'm saying? We've been on this, like we weren't
Yes.
like known and shit like that. Even him, we tried to get him in the public. I think he came on like one show.
He came on two shows.
Yeah, like
Amir
two
Said
shows. Yeah,
he came on two. He also used to promote how he was African, and he was with us. Team Osiris was created 9 years ago. He was one of the first people with us. This brother I made. So
He from
we got to.
Cairo. He from
He from
Cairo.
Cairo. Yep, he from Cairo. This shit is not.
This
I
shit
don't
ain't
know,
new.
man.
This
It's
ain't no
not
new
new at
shit,
all.
though. Yeah,
But hey, man, we got more information to teach, and it's gonna be truth. So I mean, it's we gonna keep doing what we doing.
yeah, yeah, for sure, man. Sure, bro. Yeah, Dr. Manu was tripping last week. I don't know what he be on. I rock with respectable Egyptians. You know what I'm saying?
Really Egyptians. Real Egyptians is not on that. Could you hear me?
Yeah, I hear
Could you
you,
hear me?
bro. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, really Egyptians are not on that. And some people are here to just agitate and fuck with people emotionally. I don't. Me personally, when I hear him, I don't even give a damn because I know that's his individual opinion. Because I asked him
Opinion.
on the
Yeah,
show. I asked him on the show. I said, "Hey, is this how you feel, or is this how overall Egyptians?" He said that's his personal opinion. So when he said that, I just knew that he's just an agitator trying to agitate people because Gina don't talk like that. Ahmed
yeah,
don't talk like that. Shit, my boy, uh, who's here, Omar don't talk like that. Who's Egyptian in Chicago? Really, Egyptians don't be talking like that.
I don't
The
talk like that.
sister,
Even
the sister,
even Astro 87 he say said he was wild.
yeah, Astro 87 said it. Shakur said it. Shakur was treating his ass. Who else? There's a lot of people that treat him, and not just that, but even it's a lot of people. It's a sister on Clubhouse who's Coptic who don't
Yeah,
talk like that.
yeah, I remember her. Yeah, she from Australia.
Yeah, she live in Australia. That's where a
Right,
lot of
yeah,
cops at. The
yeah.
Coptic brother that Morpheus brought on Amaras, I mean not Amaras Squad, but on another show a few months ago. He don't talk like that because a lot of Coptics live in Australia. So people got to be very cautious
Hey,
about
bro.
what's going on.
Hey, bro. I work with a cop to dude, bro.
He cool as hell, ain't he?
he cool as a motherfucker. His name Ibrahim. But guess what he said, bro?
What do you say?
He said, yeah. He said, yeah. Our ancestors on the walls, they're black people.
But you know what's interesting? Some modern Egyptians believe that. Then
Yeah,
when you
bro.
visit them,
I ain't know what the fuck to say.
I mean, that's why I say I let people have their opinion.
But
Me
but but
personally,
but, but you know he's saying it because of course because he's living in the modern world, so he's of course he living in American society, so that's what he's that's his perspective of probably what black is. That shit black can mean a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying?
black don't have rules.
No, I
It's
don't got no
it's
rule.
it's, it's very loose. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like I tried to say on the show yesterday. You can have Puerto Ricans amongst us who's 80% Mediterranean and maybe like shit, 20% sub-Saharan, Nigerian or whatever, and they hold on to that shit. And some of these motherfuckers will say that they black off 20%. So what I'm
yeah,
saying, and then we so open, we let them in and say, yeah, we don't trip, and they say the word in and everything. So I'm just saying that shit don't have no rules, bro.
yeah.
You
Even
feel me?
bro, I work with one of my leads. He one of my homies too. I rock with him. He a brother. He a brother Islam. He a dude I know from Algeria. One of my Algerian homeboys I work with. His name, bro. His name got like old Egyptian shit in it. His name, like it's probably some that shit go, Berbers and Amazigh and Egyptians got common roots any damn way. But his name is we call him Ned, like they call him Ned, but I be calling him Nej because this is like this is in his name, like the term Nej, the Egyptian term, like the snake. You know what I'm talking about, bro?
Yeah. They still carry those names.
Yeah,
It's,
it's in
it,
his name. It's in his name and shit. That nigga name spelled like it's a long ass. It's some other shit in it too. It's like Nedj.
oh, absolutely. Yeah,
I
that's what
said
I'm
your
saying.
name. I said your name ain't Ned. I said your name Nej. I said they be calling you Ned, bro.
Man, them people, like, hey, bro, them people is actually, I give credit to them. Those people over there are actually their ancestors, and I would never try to take it from them. I
Nah,
don't care if they Palestinian light to Northern Sudanese brown. them niggas all over there is the descendants of the people, bro.
Yeah, real, real. But like light, it's like a light skinned version of Hornets, for real.
That's it. And I'm not trying to say that they nothing else. I'm not trying to be a culture vulture. I actually appreciate them because the love for them is that they are part of classical African civilization,
Yeah,
and
some of them good people too. They're like genuinely good human beings. Like you
they
know,
definitely good. They
like
definitely good.
my homeboy's at Kadar, my homeboy Kadar. You know what I'm saying? He don't drink, smoke, nothing. Like he pure. Like he don't do shit. You know?
A lot of these people online are just antagonizers, and
Yeah,
I get and they some of these people who antagonize us thinking that every AA or African North American Creole is trying to steal their identity, and
yeah,
that they don't even understand that those motherfuckers is a small portion out of what we make up 14% of the United States. There's 40 million of us in the United States. So for you to
mm-hmm.
think all 40 million of us think like that, nigga, you on crack. Just like if we think that all of millions of people that live in Egypt is anti AA or anti
Yeah,
black, that's bullshit. That
it's
you can't
bullshit.
do that.
Yeah,
It's idiotic, yo.
yeah. A lot of people too forget that like they forget that in Egypt was influenced heavily by the British. You know what I'm saying? So they got that concept of black and white, that type of shit. Like when brother Jonathan, when Jonathan Owens he smashed, he showed the Birdman and shit. Of course they got them type of concepts now and shit. Them niggas been Britified and all type of shit.
Oh yeah, the Birdman, brother Mustafa. Yeah, yeah. They all
The British helped them fight the Mahdi, shit, the Sudan and shit.
they did. They did. They had their own ID, their own Sufi order as well. Man, them
Mm-hmm.
people got their own shit going, man. I don't take nothing away from those people. And that's why, like, when that guy come on, the doctor, I just know he antagonized, and I don't get emotional about it.
Is he a real doctor? Is he an actual physician?
I don't know if did he say he is. I think he said he was a pharmacist. So if he
Oh
say
yeah,
yeah, I don't.
yeah, yeah,
And my
yeah.
whole thing is, I, for me, Gullah, I don't even question people background because they not. None of these people are that important. You feel me? My whole thing is the information. So
Yeah.
shit, if he is, he is. And if he is a doctor and he talking like that, he's big.
I mean, shit. If he
That's a
ain't,
problem.
if he is, he is. If he ain't, he just it could be like Dr. Dre. Shit, Dr. Dre and the doctor. Shit.
Yeah, man. And if you're a doctor, seriously, in real academia, you can't be talking like that publicly. You get
Mm.
your license stripped away.
Yeah, you
That,
get
that's a problem.
you're talking crazy like that. Yeah, you probably got shit. You could have black patients and shit tripping.
Yeah, but hey, man, they online trying to agitate. I don't give a damn. We good though.
Yeah, we was great people doing slavery, motherfucker. That's why they enslaved us, because we were skilled. Motherfucker. Shit, we was area where the skills and shit was at.
Absolutely. He kind of. I had to go back and listen to it, and I hear him screaming 1619, and the inception of us in the new world was based off kidnapped people that was put into slavery. That is part of the story in the beginning phase of us, but you don't have to accept that shit because if you go back and do your research, you learn about who you are. You don't have to accept the fucked up phase of what you've been through and maintain an identity of that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
wasn't it? But didn't even want to like really know. Like the Portuguese wild out a little bit after the fact, but for real, we was captured by our own niggas. Like, niggas look like us. Shit.
Absolutely. That's why I don't give credit to. That's why I can't have a racist mindset. I don't believe in racism because I can't just put. But I don't give people that much strength and power and say that they just came in and just snatched us because they make my people
Nah,
look like because
cause them same niggas that was snatching. If another nigga came into power and came more powerful than him, and they linked up with some cold ass Europeans, them niggas would have got snatched up too.
right. And when we think like that, it makes it seem like the people that we come from is weak, as if motherfuckers just came in and bullied us and just took us like and we wasn't shit, and they don't understand the
Um,
politics of what was going on. I
nah,
don't come from weak ass people.
them niggas was gang banging, bro.
Yeah,
Nigga,
they was they already had a struggle.
The European came up in that motherfucker with the switches and shit. Niggas, niggas got switches. Niggas, mother niggas still had the spirit. They still had the fucking 38s on them. You know what I'm
That's it.
saying?
That's it. And that's the truth.
Real. Yeah. They said, "Oh
That's the
shit,
truth.
we getting them. We getting those."
That's what the shit was about.
Real.
Slavery was money. We
Mm,
built a new world of capitalism, which is a machine that we live in now. America is a great experiment, and she's a hotel. She's not loyal to anyone. So from the experiment and the inception of the experiment, we created the new world market. That's getting ready to collapse because BRICS on its way. But at the end of the day, it's a currency bracket. It's a currency bracket service, which means
yeah.
it was just based off exchange. And it's just and I hate to say it, it's business.
It's
And niggas
business.
don't get that.
It's business. Like we shit. American dollars, the petrodollar. Shit. Shit. Our money is the only money that can buy fucking. You can buy fuel or oil with. You know what I'm saying? In the world. You know what I'm
It's money, man. That's what this shit about.
saying?
So
Mhm.
fucked up.
Yeah,
I ain't, I
man.
ain't, I ain't, I ain't getting caught up in these online wars. I'm here to teach truth, man. That's what we've been standing on, Gullah, and that's what we gonna do. All the
Yeah,
politics and characters and all that shit. I don't care about all that. Yo, it's about truth.
yeah, for real, for real.
But I'm glad you breaking down the West African history, and I'm gonna throw some questions at you. If people would like to know, it'd be nice if you can promote that prehistoric West Africa to show what niggas was doing 20,000 years ago, 8,000 years ago, while people in
Yeah,
an hour were doing their thing, what we was doing in our portion of the continent. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I did. I did. I went back. I went back there for a couple shows. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Really show. I'll go back there again, but I went back there a couple of shows.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
I got the Cambridge Christopher area. We talked about 22,000 years ago. You had different people group when I show that map.
Christopher Everett ain't no joke, bro. That man a machine. Yeah,
Real, he old as hell too.
he a machine, bro. His books is cold. Shit. He ain't miss a blink with none of that.
Nah, hell no.
You
And
say
then
he went
too,
back.
and then too, I don't know what show was that. I think Reggie jumped on that Cornelius show. He was trying to talk about what do you say uh the West Africans was in the Green Sahara, so they all split any common. I said, bro, them people was different. I had explained earlier. I said them people was already different people when they came into the Green Sahara.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. A good article to read is "Peopling of the Early Green Sahara," and it breaks it down. They wasn't even homogenous there because some of the ones from the north was remnants of the Anatolian farmers who was connected to the cattle wear culture who crossed through Europe to North Africa. Then you
Yeah,
had the Levantine niggas that was crossing in through the east from the pre-pottery Neolithic who gave rise to the Capsians, who picked up accumulated other Northeast African genes on their way, crossing in before they pierce it. Then you
yeah.
got the niggas in the Sahel, who was EV38, who crossed
You know,
over
but you know,
19,000 years.
the Capsians are actually indigenous.
Yeah,
They indigenous North Africans, but they align themselves with incoming people from the Levant and in the mix with them people
yeah,
they got introduced to the goats and the sheeps and shit.
yeah. That's why I was saying that the pre-pottery Neolithic was mixed. Remember, the pre-pottery Neolithic was a crossbreed between later Natufians who mixed in a later. You
Yeah,
remember the
yeah,
Natufians was a crossbreed between the Natufians was a crossbreed between Epipaleolithic North Africans called the Mushabians, who crossed, or the Mashabians, who mixed with the Cambrians. Later on, they mixed with the Helluins, who was next to southern Turkey, and then they formed the pre-Pottery Neolithic. And then later on, they started drifting through Syria, through Arabia, through the Levant. Then they start piercing through, North Sudan. If they go into North Sudan, this is around the shit. I'm gonna give them the portion around shit 9,500 to 8,000 years ago. The Capsians, who was already lingering around, picked up those genes because they migrated there because they was trading, and they crossed into the Western zone. So a lot of these people found refugium in that Sahara because the northern part of Egypt was fucked up. It was mainly big brackets of water there. So the only exit and entrance zones they can go through was Middle Egypt, Upper Egypt, and North Sudan, crossing in and find a refugium in the Sahara. And now in the Sahara, you already have people wandering around like the leftover late Natufians. I mean, I'm not Natufians, the leftover late Assyrians
Yeah,
who was drifting through the Sahel,
yeah, 'cause
who had to
they were scattered out anyway. It wasn't like they was numerous. They was like scattered out in different
they were
pockets.
scattered out. And then you had those East African niggas who was cousin groups to pre-Capsians and even the pre-groups that migrated north, who gave us the EV-38 that crossed through East Africa before developing sickle cell. That was 19,000 years ago. They crossed through East Africa, hitting the Sahel, lingering around. And remember, they always related that EV-38 and that EM-215 at when they were just pre-E1B1. They coming from those niggas from Eritrea or northern Ethiopia called the Cormarusians.
Yeah,
So that Sahara was a refugium point for different populations. Different groups was mixing and screwing and having babies and leaking back out and going back into different directions at different times. They was never homogenous in the Sahara. So
no. And
Reggie,
then our people, the Onanian culture, uh, we come from the central Sahara.
we come from the Central
You
Sahara.
know what I'm saying? We come from the
Yep,
South Central Sahara.
we come from the South Central Sahara. We developed sickle cell in the wet phase of the Sahara. We found refugium around 10,000 years ago. We started to find refugium 10,000 to 7,000 years ago. We started to find refugium south. It ended up in Mali and northern Niger, and then crossing further down, we drifting down into before we even hit Cameroon, we crossing through
Yeah,
Mali.
because at first, as I read it, when I was reading about the West African hunter gatherers, they were talking about
Mhm.
we come from the Central Saharan hunter gatherers who were still even though we were hunter gatherers, we were still on the verge. We were a little bit more pastoral, more on the
Yes.
verge of this stage where it was more of a pre-agricultural type of grain, wild grain collecting culture, or whatever. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
we was collecting wild rices and shit, not like how Afro-Asiatic collecting they particular type of.
They wheat and barley. We was collecting rice and fucking with yams and
Yeah,
domesticating certain things. We wasn't doing what they was doing. And then we
yeah.
started fucking.
We fucking
Then
with
we
the
got
Barbary sheep and all that shit.
then we got cold with the metal urging. We started dealing with the fucking iron,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
iron and shit.
pyrotechnology. No,
Yeah,
no. First, the pottery. Bro, I was reading that Christopher Everett book.
yeah. I heard about the 12,000-year-old pottery they found in Mali
The,
that we was
the,
fucking with.
the pottery. If it wasn't for the pottery, you wouldn't even have the iron shit. Because the
That's
pottery, the pyrotechnology, you know what I'm saying, gave them the ability to even start playing with the rocks and other shit. To even, see what the metals and shit is.
man.
You know,
Them niggas start creating those laboratories from fucking Mali all the way to Igbo land in Nigeria. That's how cold
yeah,
we was.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it was the women. It was the women that came in with the pottery first, and then the men afterwards came behind the women and started fucking with the iron smelt and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Shit, that shit cold, bro. That shit powerful.
Yeah,
That shit powerful. Yeah, I remember the 12,000-year-old pottery found in Mali, which was the earlier layers, and I remember those
yeah.
iron smite labs.
It's like from 9500 BCE.
Yeah, we ain't
Uh,
gonna forget about
from
the
Ojo, what's called Ojogo, Mali.
Ojogo Mali, and then we ain't gonna forget about later, around 5,000, I'm sorry, about 4,000 years ago, the Nook. The Nook was getting a fucking millet from the Sahel. Them dudes was other layers of Sahelian people migrating down.
Yeah, they are related. They all come from various Niger-Condofian people. You know what I'm
So
saying?
the base root of even the Bantu in Cameroon, all that Bantu ethnic clans or groups, all of the Niger-Congo speakers, whether you're a Benue Congo, a
They come
Lati
from the
Congo,
Sahel.
all they
Even
all come from the Sahel, Proto-Mindi
even
people.
even like how I explained last week when I was talking about the crops. Uh, the Bantu, you know what I'm saying? You when dealing with black eyed peas. Black eyed peas is a Sahel crop, and they carry that shit all the way to central Africa.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Black eyed peas and the rices and shit. You know what I mean? Uh,
Yep.
but then when they got to more tropical zones, they also like they started cultivating other things there, like palm oil, cola nuts. You know what I'm saying? They started planting, really start planting up the yams and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that shit cold. I mean, we had. I mean, I know the watermelon was domesticated in the Sahara too.
Yeah,
So that shit crazy.
this is what I was talking about right here. This the map. I was 16,000 to 15,000 BCE.
Yeah, from the screenshot this.
Niger Godolphins was still in the east.
Yeah, I
You know,
just had the screen. This is out of Christopher Eric book, right?
yeah, it's the Cambridge. It's from his Cambridge article.
People ain't ready for dude. People ain't ready for dude.
Then you got the Nilo-Saharians, the Nilo-Saharians over here.
But you know what's interesting though, Gullah, is that people don't even they think that Christopher Everett is some of these guys think that he's denying the modern populations in Egypt from being Egyptians. He's not doing that.
No, he ain't doing it at all. He ain't doing it at all.
He's trying to remind them of their Africanity. That's what he doing. He ain't saying ain't nothing else. He just saying shit. He trying to remind them of their Africanity and inception, and that's what they
Yeah,
are.
yeah, they are. Yeah, even the Levant, he connect. Even talk about how the leaving that shit leaked into the Levant. It had to.
Well,
Shit, it,
according to the recent article, the Arabian standstill. Um, Look that up. It says that Arabia and the Levant West should be looked at as Greater Africa. So, I mean, even though it sits on another plate tectonic, the African Syrian rift between the Gaza Strip is held on to to Egypt.
I mean,
So not
think about it. The most, the most, the most widespread language in the Middle East is fucking the African. It's an African language.
Afro-Asiatic.
It's,
Afro-Asiatic.
it's Semitic, bro.
Yeah,
Real.
yeah.
That shit came out of the Fahim some damn where.
Yeah, but you got some people that prompt the Levantine order. But even if it did happen, which that's a lesser specialist, lesser linguist lean to that, but most linguists lean to, like you said, the Fayum area, Northeast Africa. But even if it did, the population is still close to a population that's split from Fayum zones anyway. Let's not say they didn't because they did.
Yeah.
E3V is
E-
a reminder of that.
even if they did try to put the it came out of Levant, it wouldn't even make sense. It wouldn't even a lot of the people I don't even think they consider the Mitic languages Afro-Asiatic. I think they try to
They
separate
do. They
because
do.
because that would it's crazy because that of course we know that it's connected, but it don't even make no sense. They have to disconnect Omatic languages to even try to fit that into the Levantine origin.
Yep.
The thing
Yep.
is, it went through a lot of people have to see is that like a lot of people like Christopher Roger Blanche, Christopher Eric recognizes that like uh that the language, even what's his dude name? It's another language. Paul Newman. They also recognize that the language went through various different stages. You know what I'm saying? So like when it did, when some of these languages did go into Levant, it started changing different, more agricultural terms and shit like that, adding to it. The language had a shift.
Shit, man. Again, I mean, like you said before, Christopher Eric said 16,000 to 23,000 years, like you said. That shit went through a lot of shifts and changes from the original source of Afrasian or Afrasian to the later derived phase. So what we see today is shit later downstream because
Yeah,
the closest thing to proto early Afrasian is proto-Omotic, but they don't have agricultural terms or pastoralist terms, which gives them something that's actually close to being isolate outside of Afro-Asiatic. But some people try to make Omatic um, a language isolate that's only close to it. The same way some people tried to do Mindi, Proto Mindi, because of the tones. They tried to separate it from pre Niger-Congo, but it's only
Yeah.
absent of certain tones because it's older. A lot of other things was added on much later. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
that's the confusion
Yeah,
with
yeah.
linguistics.
Because you still got some. Because you still got some of that West African hunter gatherer shit probably in there when they contact them people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's shit.
Because
Human.
even Niger Congo itself, Niger Congo is really a branch. It's a sub branch of Niger Gaddafi.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Even this is book that what's it, the chapter, what's the appendix book in the Christopher Eric book, the new one. We talk about considering for historians reading genetic studies. And right here it say, right here, I read this before on another channel. It say, I think it's on Chef Channel. And it say the adjective quote unquote sub-Saharan Africa sub-Saharan is itself the particular historical loaded term used repeatedly in earlier literature to avoid that kind of racialist belief and attitude, and thus terminology very much to be avoided. And they say, but the Horn of Africa, of course, is also entirely south of the Sahara, and is noted in chapter 5. And it says scholars have already identified a genetic marker of a significant population component moving north from the region, spreading not just into Egypt, but beyond there to the Levant, where early Semitic was spoken, and to across North Africa in the Sahara among Amazigh speakers. So the assertion that there is no sub-Saharan genetic component in Egypt is nonsense. He going
Yeah,
ahead.
Chris Vera snap with that.
Yeah.
I wanna give my brother Pure Black. I think he left. He was saying peace, but I want to give him a shout out. That's a good brother, man. He supports a lot of truth. And my brother said, I think he in there, but I just wanted to give him a shout out.
All right, shout out to Pure Black. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They be supporting support. You talking about Sad Breeze?
Yeah, said Breeze cool too. That's my he funny. That's my guy. He be going in the chats.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They be demonstrating them.
Yeah, he be going in.
Let me see the chat. I know my phone had died. I gotta look on here. I think Unc that last show. He thought. I guess he thought Chef was going to talk bad, but after Chef was actually giving them flowers.
Damn. He did a show about Chef lately.
Nah, remember Chef did that show, but Chef was kind of giving them flowers too, like giving Unc.
Oh yeah, he was giving him a lot of respect.
Yeah, and then but no, I think Unc supposed to had did that show, uh, but then he ain't never go through with it. I don't know if it's still gonna go on or what. When you talk about it said the show said something feed 5-4. I smelled the blood of some pseudo man. It said Corey. It had the quotation with Corey and shit.
He's funny as hell.
He already was. He already had. He was clutch. He was Uncle was clutching on him.
Hey, he be ready, bro. He be
Yeah.
ready, bro. Shit. Hey, what? How about Sonic? Yeah, he good?
I don't know. Man. Might be busy. Probably doing something with his kids.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, man. Unc be ready. I'm gonna see what direction it's going in, but shit, it's man, it's a lot of confusion going on. It's gonna be a hard task, a hard
Oh
task.
yeah. Yeah. There's a whole lot of words been thrown around. That shit.
It's becoming laughable, really now, for real. Like shit, tight.
Yeah. Right on. Joe said. He said real talk. Goes in and Gullah, y'all the only ones who really trying to push the information forward. That's what's up. Right on, bro. Real
Yeah,
for
peace, brother.
real.
Said that's 100, man. We trying, brother, and we thank people like you for listening in. And I see you in the chat. You're very intelligent and you're very aware yourself. So we one mind, yo, and shit. We gotta do what we can because we care. You know what I'm saying? We all part and partial. That's 100.
Mm-hmm. I met a this lady. It's a lady at my job. She I thought she was Ethiopian. I thought she was Habesha Eritrean. She
What's your?
she's Sudanese.
You know, a lot of them Northern Sudanese look like Somalians and Eritreans.
I know, but she said she's a mixture. She said her people, her people's Nubian, of course. But she
Hmm.
said, she got, she said she got Bija people in her family too, but they all mixed in. I said, yeah, I know a lot of even the Bashari Bija particularly, a lot of them even went extinct. A lot of them assimilated amongst Nubians, the Ma'a people. So
Yeah,
it fucked up. It fucked her up because she said, yeah, Nubian. I said, yeah, the Ma'a language. She said, oh yeah, you know. 'Cause I know, it ain't no damn, Nubian ain't really a real thing. You know what I'm saying? It's made up shit, but the real language is Ma'a.
yeah. Uh, that's the
Yeah,
Nilotic. That's the Nilotic strain. You know, they Nilotic component in them. The reason why they look so they had a long run of a Nilotic presence. Like the Dinka that we see there in South Sudan, the pre-Dinka like signals was pre-Dinka. I'm saying ancestral was
yeah,
in the north a long time ago. When you look at the Mesolithic Nubian skulls, or the further back to Wadi Hafla, and you look at the reconstructions, they
yeah.
had a stronger. They had a stronger.
Remember, I broke it down on Chef Show when I was talking about the Nile Saharans being North Africa. Remember, I broke that shit down too.
Yeah, yeah, but and they had a longer run in North Sudan, even though they live in South Sudan, and people look at them. You know, the South Sudanese is they had a longer run in
Yeah, had a
some
long
layers of North
run.
Sudan.
The people, even the Afro-Asiatic people that came into Northern Sudan, them people came from the Red Sea area.
They can't. There
Yeah,
was two distinct groups. The two distinct groups there. Because if you study Wadi Hafla and you study Jebel Sahaba, shit, 200 kilometers south of Jebel Sahaba, because
yeah,
you know about the Quran. They had shit, and then you look at the mandibular change and with farming when they start becoming like agro-pastoralists and they really
yeah.
start dealing with farming, you start to find the mandibular shift in the populations of North Sudan. That's up as early as 12, 11,000 years ago.
I mean, shit.
So
Hell, shit. Not the plier was Nile Saharian with probably a mix of some Afro-Asiatics, like some Cushitic groups there, cause
yeah,
cause cause that shit is in northern Sudan and in fucking southern Egypt at the same time. You know
that's
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying. It seemed like they kept
And they got
different.
goats. Them motherfuckers got goats and sheep. You know what I'm saying? Them Nile Saharians had goats and sheep in the society, so they had to been trading with some type of Afro-Asiatic motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. If you study Sudan, eastern of the desert, I mean eastern portion of Sudan, north and the
Yeah.
western portion, you can see that this place was a zone of different groups of people meeting up, breeding, screwing. You can see at one phase Afro-Asiatic language overlaps. In the earlier phase, they had earlier strands of Nilotic languages that overlapped. Then you have the Meroitic shit. We don't know if that's Nilo-Saharan or Afro-Asiatic or it's Afro-Asiatic highly influenced by Nilotic because they was always side by side. Then you got the later wave of the Mahas language that start to repopulate and take over and become the predominant language. So they went through a lot of Afro-Asiatic, Cushitic, and Nilotic shifts backwards and forward for a long time in Sudan.
Yeah.
That in the north, it's shit crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you got motherfucking Nilos all in fucking Eritrea and shit.
Yeah, you do,
the
you do.
taboo shit, the motherfuckers Nilo shit.
And that
All up in Libya and shit, motherfucking shit, they got some
but
shit.
I'm starting to think though, Gullah, like going back further in time because I know the divergence of pre-Nilotes and pre-Niger-Congo groups start to shift before the language stratum around 23,000 years ago in the Sahara.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to think that pre-Nilo-Saharan groups really developed in the Sahel a little bit west before hitting that Nile. What you think on that? Or you think they developed in the Nile? Because when I study like Kenya prior before,
No, they come. They probably come from around them lakes. They like as hunter gatherers, old hunter gatherers. They probably came
yeah,
from lakes and then came into the river areas. They probably always been traversing through them regions for a minute.
yeah, because this is the thing, right? This is the thing, right, Key? Because when I studied Kenya, the people that was the human population in ancient Kenya and Tanzania before Nilos got there was like pre-Sandawi type people, and you know the Sandawi type people is close to Khoisan.
Yeah,
So, and then you find and believe it or not, Cushitic Afro-Asiatic people was in Kenya first
yeah. First,
before
the
before
South,
the Nilotes.
South shit. Yeah, the South shit.
Yeah, before the South Cushitic before the Nilotic people got there. So
Yeah,
it's like
the first Nilotic people to even get there was the Kalenjin. They went
right.
they came there 700 BCE. Then
That's
you
what
have
I'm saying.
and they southern Nilotic.
They
Then you
Southern Nilotic, right?
had other Nilotics coming in later and shit, even more recent time.
And then the Bantus come in the game much later. I mean, the Bantus started to penetrate them. So it's like Kenya is like the only thing that's indigenous to Kenya before the the Cushitic farmers get there or the Nilotes is a pre Sadawi people
Yeah, the
who no
Sadao.
longer really
Yeah,
they kind of like small and fragmented now.
yeah, they all some of them you find some of them in Tanzania, but they even mixed up shit.
Yeah, they picked up a lot. Even the Hadza that we use as a base population, 10% of their DNA is slightly admixed with Cushitic and Bantu. If you look up
Yeah.
like
The,
it,
and too the Sadawi are actually older than the Khoisan.
yeah, they're very old.
But the Khoisan is an offshoot of them, offshoot of their ancestors.
Yeah, they split off. And I really want to be careful when I say Khoi San. I'm gonna say the Khoi, I mean the San and the Khoi because they merged later. But the San people split off from the Sandawi people 100,000 years ago and was isolated in South Africa.
Yeah, yeah. The Khoi or the Sand people who learn pastoralism from the South Cushitic people.
Right. And that's when you find the Nama clan. And that Nama clan in South Africa, they picked up some of that SLC2485 mutation from those mixed Cushitic people who picked up the mutation from niggas from the Levant. The
Yeah,
later Levantine people, the later phase, not the earlier Levantine, but the later strand, who picked
yeah.
it up from people that was related to, Anatolian farmers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It makes sense. But and then too, like I know some of the oldest branches of Nilo-Saharan uh exist in the Coman tradition, the Yaduk, some of the Central Sudanic people, they are Basal Nilo-Saharan, and also they was a dead end. They were a dead end Nilo-Saharan group, but they represent an old Basal language family. Probably was the Keithians. The Keithians were old. They was a aquatic tradition. They practiced old Nilo-Saharan tradition before agriculture. So they was an older group. You know what I'm saying?
Very old.
Some of them in certain regions is mixed up with Iberian Maroons. But I believe, you know what I'm saying, shit, them people like the average motherfucker, one of them people look like fucking Beyond shit. Because even if you look at the ancestry shit, it got a split. It say these people were partially, you know what I'm saying, Iberian Maroon type, and it say sub-Saharan Africa, which most likely is not sub-Saharan. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When we look at them people's bones, we look at the bones. Look, the bones are like them people. They long as shit, fucking tall as hell, bro.
Yeah. You ever looked up on Wiki the Jabel Ramallah? Tell you that.
Yeah, yeah, I seen it. Yeah.
Jabel Ramallah talked about the intermediate mixture between the two.
Mm-hmm. Even the black boy mummy, he was some type of Nilo that a post pastoral Nilo.
Yep.
Saying
That's some deep shit.
probably ancestor to the taboo or some or even some people that could be the Kanim and shit.
Some deep shit.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find.
but I think them people. I don't think them people came up with mummification though. I think they got it from Afroasiatic people because even in their region, they was living amongst them people anyway. Because even if you look at the Berbers, shit, the Ganges practice mummification. And
The
Berbers,
Berbers, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Berbers,
the Guanchins or the Ganchi people of the Canary Islands did practice it.
yeah.
I think that shit is some shit that I think they probably did pick it up from pre-operated.
They just probably just traded ideas in the Sahara and shit. Influenced each other. Certain shit.
Yeah, because that little boy, that was just a custom that was because Nilos don't bury themselves like that.
No,
So
they don't.
that was a custom that they probably picked up from because they said in that old documentary from 2000 and what was that 9 when that documentary came out about him.
Yeah.
But I know he said in the documentary that Libya was a they wasn't homogenous. They had different people there. So you definitely had Nilotes who was living amongst uh, Eurasian type people who was already lingering in the from the Sahara in Libya,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they they
And then
was
you
all
probably
mixed.
had and you probably had during that time, you probably had a presence of proto-Chadic people. You know what I'm saying? And you had like the proto-Amazigh people. Because the Capsians really they split. The Capsians split into a northern arm and a southern arm. The northern arm of the Capsians became the Amazigh people, and the southern arm became the Chadic people. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Correct.
The Chadic people always had more of a close knit relationship with Nilos because they right there by them. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
That's probably where they got this shit from. Shit, motherfucker, shit. Chadic is one of the shit close to Egyptian. Linguistically is hella close to Egyptian. It's part of the northern, what Christopher Eric called the northern Eretric branch. Probably the most
Mhm.
basal. Chadic is probably the most basal out of the North Eretric branches.
You seen what Naslat Carter reconstruction looked like, right? From Egypt, right?
That's like yeah with the long hair and shit.
Yeah. I don't think the audience really seen it like that though.
Oh, they seen that what they used to the old one.
They seen the old one. I'm finna show the new one that they did, and I'm gonna show you what the Ibero Marusian look like. Niggas be bullshitting, bro. For real. You probably seen this too, girl, already.
Yeah, I seen it. It's on Ancestors Whisper.
Are you seen the you seen that?
Yeah, I've been seeing that.
Let me see. Let me see. What did you think about it? Let me see if I can put it up. I'm gonna try to put it up on the screen.
It look I think that Nazar Carter, I think that Nazar
There we
Carter,
go.
oh, you got it on there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what you think about him?
I think that Nazar Carter is a cross between an Iberian Marusian and a Tyrian dude. Tyrian people.
Yeah, he's 35,000 years old. He was a late phase of the Tyrians.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was a dying out phase of the Tyrian in them Iberian Marusians overlapping.
Shit, it's 35,000 years ago in Upper Egypt. Look at this. Just look at what he looked like.
Yeah. And then later on, uh the ancestors of them incoming Red Sea Erythroid type motherfuckers start mixing with them, overlapping them. And then
Look,
some of them started becoming the Capsians and shit.
look at the Ibero Marusian. You see
Mm-hmm.
him?
Mm-hmm.
You know they used to do tooth evolution, and that tooth evolution shit. Nilotes still do that. Knock their front teeth out and shit. And
Yeah,
the early Natufians used to do it too.
you
Like
do it too.
people be bragging on these people like these niggas used to knock their front teeth out.
Yeah. They still do that when they do the lip plate shit. And I think too, them early Afro-Asiatics were still doing that shit too.
Oh, they had to be.
They probably was still carrying some of that melodic like shit over. You know what I'm saying? That old basil shit that they probably carried back from their old Amadic ancestors before they became the Eritrean people, and they start mixing with them type people, and they became a whole different gene pool, a whole newer
Mhm.
gene pool, whatever.
Mhm. I'm trying to find Shannon Peter L wrote something about in 2013 about ancient Nubia in his book, but I'm trying to find how to describe him on this A group right quick. But I'm gonna let you build because I know you probably gonna go off in a minute.
Yeah, in a minute, yeah. And I'm gonna say too, I heard I heard Chef on the show was talking about Mesopotamia and Egypt. I'm gonna say it wasn't. I read it in the encyclopedia. I got the Oxford Encyclopedia of Egypt. I ain't gonna dig it up right now. I'll dig it up next time. But in that book, it say Egypt didn't have a like direct contact with Mesopotamia, but whatever contact they did have was through the Levant. Levant was like the intermediary between Mesopotamia in early Nakata culture. So whatever influence they did get from Mesopotamia, it was already diluted through the Levant, because Levant already had like some of their culture, probably some of their customs, and then they just trickled in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Like that in that way.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a direct connection.
Yeah,
That's a pseudo argument. It definitely it was Tel Asukan in the Canaan zone. That was the which is the Levant. They was meeting up there and exchanging certain customs.
yeah, with people from the Levantine. They was because the people from the Levantine had connections with the Mesopotamians, and then they had connections with the Egyptians, but they was the middlemen between that shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. But I'm shit.
Hold
I'm
on, Gullah. Before you go, I know
yeah.
you're gonna cut it off. I wanted to show something real
Yeah, go
fast.
ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I know you wanted to cut it off and shit. I thought it was live enough. I gotta find something. I just want to show people, because the Nubian A group is being talked about the most right now, and I think people don't really understand how they describe even in Shinner's argument what he said about them, and I wanted to show a modern proxy
Yeah.
of what these people would look like.
I told if you look at shit, that would look like that dude I always show on from the phenotype website.
Yeah. But I'm gonna show you how they on Wiki how they was how they describe their findings. I'm trying to
Oh yeah,
find it.
yeah. Let me say them niggas had straight curly hair.
Yeah,
Shit.
and I was gonna show something. They even talked
Nigga look
about
like
their height.
niggas probably like Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, here it well. Well, here I will show you this right quick. So, according to that, it's right here. It says skeletons found within these graves were observed physically akin to the piers in Upper Egypt. The specimens typically had straight hair of black or dark brown hue. On average, the men were 169.9 centimeters in height, and the women stood around 155.5 centimeters. Some individuals was wrapped in leather and positioned in reed mats, and all of the tombs contained various burials and items, including personal ornaments, so and utensils and ceramics. So that's shit. That's it on that. And
Yeah,
I want to show this right.
them niggas was some kush, them niggas was some Cushitic people.
Now look, I want to show you why. I want to show you Wadi Hafla 15,000 years ago.
Okay.
Look at this.
But two often say too.
You,
Oh yeah.
you,
Oh yeah. Oh, they redid it. They redid it.
they redid it.
Because the other one looked too archaic.
Yeah, no, they redid it better now.
Boy, that look like that's BR right there.
Yeah, he said it looked like VR. It was crazy. It does, bro.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
does.
You got more accurate. Yeah, them niggas not low. Them not low area insect.
Yeah, man. And I'm gonna show this last one based off how they described
Where you get that from, bro?
um Ancestry Brew. He deal with a lot of the reconstructions. That's more up to date.
Oh, he getting advanced with the shit.
He getting advanced. He actually he had an anthropologist help him with it, and they did the proper measurements because even he said it was too archaic looking. So that right there is more official. on what them people look like.
Yeah, man, they fucked up with that first one, but they just threw some shit on there. They that motherfucker, they look like they threw, it look like they threw a adult face on a nylon nigga.
You crazy. Yo, I'm
Then
gonna find this.
then they gonna put the Fred Flintstone the shirt on them with the leopard shit.
Yeah, they had to do better, man. They
Yeah, they
they they be
sure.
they be they be trying to treat us and shit, bro. They had to do better than that. That was sloppy as fuck.
Yeah, but they be trying though. I ain't gonna lie though, cause what's that? What the ancestor whisper? That's the ones who came up with this shit. Ancestor whispers. But
Yeah,
they
ancestral whispers is cool, but it's only one that person that's doing a lot of the measurements
it's
is a
slow. Yeah, it moves slow. He be trying to up like he ain't updated a lot of shit since he first started. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit ain't changed. He be changing shit too.
yeah, he's a private anthropologist student. He on point, but he not really up to date. He's starting to become more fair in his analysis. 'Cause
Yeah,
some of that
that's
should be
kind of
off.
like that's kind of like whoever made the phenotype website. I wish that they should update that one a little bit too, though. Some stuff
Yeah,
on there should be updated, but it's still good for what it is. But it's still a couple things on there should be updated.
I agree. I
You know?
agree. I was gonna say before you cut it off, if we was to use a proxy for the Nubian A group, the Bashari people would be a great example of
Yeah,
them
Bashari,
in description.
the Bashari Bija people. Man, let me show. I'm gonna show before we go. I'm gonna
Yeah,
show.
go ahead, show why I'm looking for this one picture. Go ahead, bro,
I'm gonna show this
so
shit.
people can see what's going on. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna use this.
You got it. You go. You show yours first.
Go ahead, and I'm gonna use this one more. This one, a good one. You want to see Nubian A group? This is what they would have looked like when they saying Caucasoid and all that. Be careful, cause this is what they talking about right here. Motherfuckers be playing with that Caucasoid shit, but this is what the anthropologist was describing. I'm gonna show them right now. Best example. This is the Nubian A group who was connected to Nakata. So I'm finna do it right now, Gullah, while you doing your thing. Here we go, right here. Boom. There you go. That's the Nubian A group right there. You see him, Gullah? Gullah, you there?
Hold on.
Gullah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
That's Nubian A group.
I got this.
That's what
I
they.
got that picture. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
okay.
little Bija dude.
There you go. If we're gonna talk about the Nubian A group, this is how the fossils would have been described. And this is the population that looks similar to the people in Nakata because they share the same affinity. So
That's
we're
what I
gonna
was.
stop.
This what I was telling. This what I was trying to tell Dr. Banu's silly ass. People was shit people. What are you talking about? You think that's why I said they were being cousins to the Egyptians. You know what I'm saying? Because they both were Afro-Asiatic speakers.
But you know what's interesting? The Coptic component, which means piece of DNA, a piece, is a cluster between ancient North African and ancient Eurasian. But their layer that comes in that stands out is really 4,000 years ago. Because when you look at the proxy of their DNA on Wiki, you can see it's been a lot of differences in time patterns in Egypt. The earliest Egyptians in portions of Egypt would have been closer to the Natufians.
Yeah. Hold on, bro. Hold on real quick. I'm from right back. My wife got. I'm gonna let her in. Let my wife in.
Okay, okay. So the earlier populations in Egypt would have been very close to the Natufians, and outside of the Natufians, they would have had ancestral North African ties. And the South, Nilotes people was always drifting there. But in some layers, the Natufians they already shared affinities with ancestral North Africans from the Mushabians Mushabians who crossed in through Fahim and went over there a long time ago, and Cambrian populations who was going backwards and forth. So Upper Egyptians at an earlier time period would have been closer to Natufians. Then you have a phase of people with more of the Caucasus hunter gathering component that start to shift in and drift in with the Chalcolithic culture, which is the copper period. They started to hit Israel 6,500 years ago. They started to hit the northern portion of the delta into Egypt 5,300 years ago. And this is when you start to see in the second phase of Makata a battle going on before the unification because they were battling with the population that was connected to those people from northern Iran and the Lesser Caucasus, which is called the Chalcolithic period or the Chalcolithic period, which is the Copper Age that drifted into that portion of Egypt. In the northern part, you had the Merimdi. In the southwestern part of Cairo, you had the Fahim. Those people were also more close to Neolithic Levantine types because they was already drifting out looking for farming. Upper Egypt would have been more closer to pre-Natufian-like signatures from Mushabians, who they partially shared ancestors with. For the south, you would have found Cushitic types who were partly distantly Levantine mixed with pre-Moda, and you would have found layers that was related to Nilotic groups who was already lingering around. So that cluster that we speak of is what creates the populations or the peopling of Egypt that you see today. Even the lightest skinned Egyptian in the north, he ranges at 11 to 15% Nilo genetically, even though a lot of his other genetic ties come from ancestral West Asians who drifted in a long time ago. But it's consistent. And that tells the fashion of the populations that made up those people in the sense of the inception of dynastic Egypt, which starts around, according to Norman unification, 5,100 years ago. You have the Merimdi in the north, the Fahim, the Badarians. Then you found the Nakata. Nakata stretched between Upper Egypt all the way through North Sudan, which is prior to Nubian A group. Then you start to find second phase of Nakata, commerce and exchange with people in the Levant. Then you start to find other people from the Levant who started to drift into the north. So when Norman unified the land, he took over the market. The market, and if you took over the delta or the north, you had ties to controlling even Israel at the time. So this is why when you study anthropology and the findings in ancient Israel 3,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, you find people with Egyptian graves. Why
Yeah,
is that? Because
yeah,
the Egyptians control those territories. So if
yeah.
you control the north, you control the
Like I'm gonna say, like Smash Rockwell, like he'll lie and say the A group and the Nakata people are the same. And when Maria Gatto, clearly, if you actually read her work, she talk about how they're a distinct group. How you gonna have a cultural entanglement if they're the same people? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. And like Astro just said, and Astro he's telling the truth. In Gaza, even the people in Gaza be 4% Nilotic. So for anybody to deny that element as if it didn't have a signal, I'm not saying they were overall majority. I'm saying that layer or that component was
It was there.
always it was always lingering around and to the
It was
people
there.
that made
Yeah.
up those areas. See what I like about Astro, he's very legit and truthful. He ain't biased. He's a good dude, man. So even those people in the Gaza Strip have 4% Nilotic DNA. It's there.
Yeah. You see the screen, bro?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Well, I heard it say we're talking about it say in the handbook. I'm gonna start it right here. It say no, I'm gonna start it up here. It say this by Julian Cooper. I actually got the actual paper of this. Where it say Julian Cooper 2017 states that in antiquity, the Shitic languages were spoken in Lower Nubia, the northernmost part of modern Sudan. And it say in antiquity, Afro-Asiatic languages in Sudan belong chiefly to the phylum known as Cushitic, spoken on the eastern seaboard of Africa from the Sudan to Kenya, including Ethiopian highlands. And say Julian Cooper, 2017, also state that Eastern Sudanic speaking populations from southern and west Nubia gradually replaced the earlier Cushitic speaking populations of this region. And they say in lower Nubia, there was an Afroasiatic language, likely a branch of Cushitic. Hold on real quick, bro. Oh, yeah, I'm back. You there, bro?
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm listening, brother.
Yeah, okay. And it say in Lower Nubia, it's like okay, it say in Lower Nubia, there was an Afroasiatic language, likely Russian Cushitic. By the end of the first millennium CE, this region had been encroached upon, replaced by Eastern Sudanic speakers arriving from south and west to be identified first with Meroeric and later migrations attribute of Nubian speakers. And then too, bro, sometimes they call it pre-Meroeric or sometimes they call it pre-Kerma. Like pre-Kerma and pre-Meroeric weren't even Nilo-Saharan. That shit was some Cushitic shit.
Yeah, that's why in that sample from that Karma fossil, I mean the sample of hair that they got from Karma, they said how the hair was a mixture between Levantine and pre-Dinka like or Nilo,
Yeah,
which showed
it was a cultural turnover
yeah,
because
but yeah,
because Kerma of course Kerma is Nilo, but when they talk about pre-Kerma, they talk about before the Kerma culture got there. You
yeah,
know what
but you
I'm
know the trick with that Dinka that the trick with this Dinka like signal, it kind of it's nonce because in some areas you got to be crazy. I mean, you got to be very cautious because sometimes they talking about Omatic or Moda, right? And it trickles as Nilo. So that when they said part Levantine and part Dinka like, that's why they say like. That right there is telling you that those people were Cushitic. Because
saying? Yeah,
that's what Cushitic people really are. Cushitic people are nothing but pre-motor groups who mix with Levantines. That's all they
17.
are.
And then too,
And
Cushitic,
some layers of night and some layers of Nilotic because they kind of merge in there too.
yeah, they mixed in that area. Even though they were different people, they lived as neighbors for a long ass time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like even they share each other culture. Like the Shittick people got some of that sacral kingship from the Nilos. That's why the A group in the Skahools and all them shit, they got the sacral kingship because they even though they was the Shittick, they still had some type of intertwine, even intermarriage with Nilos that was in the region.
You can't get past. Nobody can really get past that Nilo Saharan shit. That shit is gonna always be there, and it's not a result of slavery. You know, we know the population that was a result of incoming slaves into Egypt. That's when you start to find a later Central West African component that drifted there through the Arab Sahara slave. I mean, Arab slave trade,
Slave
or
trade, yep,
or the Trans-Sahara slave trade.
yep.
That layer of sub-Saharan African is a result of what was brought there as slaves or kidnapped people. But that Nilotic shit, that shit been there a long time.
Long time. And then too, even before that the Arab slave trade, you probably had a small minority of leakage of the Kadofian shit coming in too. And that was a Niger-Congo component in itself. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, because you had from the layers that drifted from the Sahara, based off sickle cell being found there, you found some layers of pre-Saharan or Paleo-Saharan groups who was leaking
Yeah,
in, who were related to those pre-Cadofian speakers who kind of found their way into
yeah,
those areas. Sickle
yeah.
cell is there.
Cause even Roger Blanche talk about how they migrated to the Nuba Hills, probably somewhere not too far west, but like, somewhere around the Wadi Hawar, as they split, from the Green Sahara phase. But they said 5500 BCE, that's when the people migrated, the Godofin people migrated into the Nuba Hill region.
Yeah, that
But,
shit get crazy.
and then I heard this was what I was trying to get to. It say in the handbook of ancient Nubia, Clyde Riley, 2019 states that Cushitic languages once dominated Lower Nubia, along with ancient Egyptian language. And say really 2019 states that two Afro-Asiatic languages were present in antiquity in Nubia, mainly ancient Egyptian and Cushitic. And it say really 2019 mentions historically records of powerful Cushitic speaking race which controlled Lower Nubia and some cities in Upper Egypt. Really states that Belimes or another Cushitic speaking tribe or more likely a subdivision of Beja and Medja people, which is attested in Noptian and Egyptian texts from the 6th century BCE. In the C group people, A, B, C all them groups, them just well A, B, and C, them just other more derived versions of A.
Hey, Gullah, do me a favor. I was reading something, man. I know you read this too. Did you see on Wiki when it said that the Nubian Sea group was connected to Eritrea? That's what I was calling you for.
Oh yeah, and the gas group. The gas
Yeah,
group. You ever heard the gas group?
yeah. Definitely. Shit, my boy, my Somali brother, always Zoltan. He always talk about the gas group. But
Yeah, the gas group. They always used to link up with the Kerma group, even though the Kerma group was not a Saharan. They had a relationship with the gas group. That's
yeah,
why
but you,
even though they're not a Saharan, they still have a lot of Cushitic and Afroasiatic like affinities. Kind of
yeah,
like
but
how kind of like how the taboo, kind of like how the same way the taboo is. And if you look at the people in the Eritrea, like the Nara and the Kanuma, you know they Nilos, you can still see the Nilo amongst them, but they got a lot of Cushitic admixture because they intermarry with the women. And
yeah, but you see that part of the Nubian Sea group that talk about Eritrea.
I'm trying to see. I'm on an article now. I'm trying to see
Let me
what
see.
part
Let
you
me
talking
see if
about.
I can find it. Hold on.
Hold on. When we turn my screen off.
No, no, you could keep it up there. I'm gonna find it
Jason,
and tell you where to go.
'cause I got
You
the
good?
article right here. Are you trying to see
It
what
said,
category it's in?
I'm gonna see where it's at. I said, shit. Let me see. The origin of C group is debated. Let me see. Talk about Dangala.
Oh, I see
There
it
we
right
go.
here. I see it. It say most of what known about C group peoples comes from Lower Nubia and Dongla Reach. And it say northern border of C group was around El Cabania near Aswan. Southern border is still uncertain, but C group
It say sites have been found
sites
as far
have
as south
been
as
found.
Eritrea.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. That's how you know them. That's how you know them niggas was some type of Bija, related group.
Yeah, but it also shows how people from Eritrea have been crossing in that zone for a very long time. Because when you
Yeah,
go back 40,000 years, that's why I'm very cautious about the Assyrian culture. Because I don't say the Assyrians was one population. Because
it
if you
wasn't.
type up Cormarusians,
That's a material group. Like when you talk about the Materians that they show on Ancestor List, them old Materians. When we talk
correct.
about the later Terrians, you really just got to say late Stone Age.
Yeah.
Late Stone Age or late Stone Age people, late Stone Age Terrians. The ones that they show that look more keg like, which is they like they own people. They like a dead end people that just died out or got observed.
Hmm.
Uh, them or the Middle Stone Age groups. And a lot of them was already mixed and hybridized with archaic humans even before West African hunter gatherers got there and even before Niger-Congo people even got to West Africa.
Hmm.
So when them Middle Stone Age uh Assyrians end up mixing with archaic humans like Jabal Hood type people, that's
Hmm.
what created the Lippy Bond culture.
Absolutely. I'm listening. You still there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and too, bro, if you read the Izana's I guess his tablet or whatever, he mentions the Bija in his kingdom.
What did he say about him?
Let me look it up. We can look it up. I think he said, Izana. Because even when he took over Sudan and Merowe, a lot of them Bija people was around, lingering around.
Uh-huh.
But then too, you gotta remember too, some of the southern bees are actually in the Eritrea anyway. Like what's the Beni Amir, different little, you got other, subgroup. You got because the Bashari is like the most northern group. They even call like the Bashari. They even call them the Kimhot. Uh, they call them the Kimhot Bashari, which is the same term, basically Kemet.
Shit crazy.
Look at the Zana. Zana of boxing. Talk about his tablet. I'm trying to get to where his tablet at. Oh, his Stella. This is a regular Stella. Zana coins, obelisk. No, he's on a king. Oh, here we go. He's on a stone. Got it. He mentioned him and shit.
Yeah, because I know Azana. He conquered the Marodic niggas in that stone.
Yeah, yeah, but but Moreau too. Even though he conquered it, they already was weak. They already was kind of weak from fighting the Romans so much.
Yeah,
They were kind of like they kind of went back to kind of being nomadic.
and King Azana had ties with them Byzantines, low key, bro.
Yeah, he did. He
He
did.
was he was on some other shit.
He spoke Greek. He was trying to expand. Remember I mentioned this earlier. He had to convert. He was like either get down or lay down.
Yep,
That was the world. The world changing.
yep.
You had to connect yourself to some type of trade route and put yourself on. And then too, bro, too, you ever heard of the Gideon dynasty,
Yes,
which is
yes,
Jew, which is where Queen Judith came from?
yes.
You know that dynasty came from Sudan. They came from Egypt, then they came through Sudan. They came from Sudanese Jews who mixed with them Sudanese Bija type people. Then they mixed with like local Aga and Sadadamo people. It became the Gideon dynasty.
Shit. Makes
But
sense.
but here
Makes
this
sense.
but this the letter I heard. Look, people, they say the Ged's translation. This the Izana stone. It say by the might of the Lord of the heaven, who in the sky and on the earth holds power over all beings. Izana, son of Ella, Amida, Bisa, Holland, King of Oxum, Himyor, Raiden, Saba, Salim, Tishama, look, Bija and Kashu, King of Kings, son of Elamita, never defeated by the enemy.
Wow.
He ruled over the Bija too. He took off all that shit.
He was on some bullshit.
You know who the Kashu is, right?
Yes,
The Kush,
the
the
Kushites. And you know
the
he
people Meroe.
and you know he described them as he described two groups, black and reds. Talking about the people over there.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that. He talking about the Bija and the Nilos.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. Look, even they even talk about the old. They even got some of their old deities in here. Even before the Christianity, they say, and I put this throne which I have raised under the protection of the Lord heaven, who has made me king, and that the earth, that of the earth, Midar, which bears it. Midar, that's an old Oxumite deity, like an Ethio-Semitic deity.
Hey, I'm gonna read this man from the I don't want to lose it, and I'm gonna fall back, but I want to show you where that E1B, that I'm sorry, that EM35 and EV38 split. It's from an article called "The Cormarusian Evidence for Middle Stone Age East Africans and Industries in Nubia." And this is what I was saying about how the Materians was later, like the later groups was different. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go right here.
gonna share it. I'm gonna stop
It's,
sharing it. You gonna share it?
yeah, I'm just gonna read this because I'm gonna read the discussions and conclusions. It says,
Okay.
based on Site 1017 and the characteristics of Cormarusian industry marks 1968B, this industry is evidently different from both technological and the typological from the Nubian Musterian assemblage. On one hand, and the Ghanaian industry, which is another industry, to the other hand, both found the same area while sharing the similarities with Eastern African Middle Stone Age assemblages. So the thing is that the Cormarusians was a later wave of people that was distinct from the Nubian Musta, whatever the term is, the Musaians, who were really the later phase of the Assyrians. But another wave of people came through East Africa, and those people who brought that EM35 shit up there. And some of them diverged from that EV38 and split and went west in the Sahara. People
Mm-hmm.
ain't ready, bro.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
Cormarusians is who gave rise to the Wadi Halflings, who later gave rise to the population called the Wadi Kenyanians, who drifted into Egypt. And that's how the spread of EM35 mutated from EM35 to E1B1B to EV68 to EM215. I'm sorry, EM78 to, and within EM78, EV12 and all that. But their forefathers came from those Cormarusian people that brought their marker there. Just follow the trail.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the Cormaroosians was nothing but pre-motor people that drifted up there a long time ago.
Oh yeah, that makes sense because I was saying that I think because you know we got geneticists in Beyond Group. It's a guy, he is a geneticist too, and he broke some shit down. I kind of put it together to him, put it together with him. He's like, oh, that makes sense. He
Yeah.
was saying that what he was saying, he was saying how it's some levels that Mota connects to Niger-Congo people. I said, yeah, because from their ancient ancestors, they've split off. I said when Mota split off from Nilo-Saharan like people, the Nilo-Saharan like people were already the Nilo-Saharan that was on the verge of being Niger-Congo. Because
Yeah.
they're the more younger group. Because remember, Niger-Congo they split from Nilo-Saharans 30,000 years ago.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And Afroasiatic split from the main group around 47 to 50,000 years ago. But when they split from a group that was probably on their way to being Niger-Qadofin people.
Right. They got a long run with each other. They all got a common bread. And then with the Niger Cadofians or Pre-Ananians, as some of their layers of their ancestors is slightly related to these type of Comarusian niggas who was nothing but pre-motor type people that went into different directions. They went west. Some of them met up with those old Assyrian motherfuckers that was lingering around, and then some of
Yeah.
them started to mix with them. And then as they went further south, they mixed with isolated
But
West Central African hunter gatherers. They
and
was mixed.
until you know Motor, no Motor is not Motor that whoever people know Motor was,
Yeah,
they not really from the southwest. They from further up north. They from the south. They from the southern Ethiopian highlands.
yeah,
They
yeah, yeah.
migrated. They migrated to them regions. Because if
They,
you really look at Motor, the way his year, he's really young. He was only like four
he
thousand
was,
something. But
yeah, he's for
he represent an old isolated group from a basal group of
a
Afro-Asiatic.
basal a basal group that found refugium in that pocket or that corner. That's all. They just found refugium there because he's only 4,000 years old. He was a child, so he represented an older population, like you say, that migrated down there much later. But those motor type people, or another term, Omotic type people, them motherfuckers is older. They actually closer to that later wave of the Hadza cuff because even the Hadza had motor alleles. They was already shifting to that shit anyway.
Yeah, yeah. That's the reason why they got that shit connected because the Hadza is it's basically like a basal version, a more basal version of proto-Nilo-Saharas anyway.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
shit crazy.
All the motherfuckers carry that Hadza shit. The Niger-Congo nigga, the Nilo-Saharan, and the fucking Afro-Asiatic shit. The Hadza. If there was a religion, the Hadza be fucking Judaism. The rest would be Christianity.
And they ain't ready, bro. We gonna get it in and shit. I'm a fall back, man. I'm glad we was able to build. I hope the audience, I know it's a smaller group in here, but I'm glad this was recorded and the world
Yeah,
can hear it.
they get it. It usually be like this. They catch wind to it, and the numbers be growing like that.
Yeah, this is a damn
A
good
lot of people, a
show.
lot of people was on that. A lot of people was watching that football game tonight. So they
They was watching the football, and a lot of people like controversy. We got to talk some shit. You talk some shit, shoot at some niggas. Yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah.
come in.
When I was cussing motherfuckers out yesterday, it was a whole lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah, they like that shit. We like drama. That's a sport. We gotta hear motherfuckers talk shit and who got the best information on the motherfucker. So
Yeah.
that's what make them
Hey,
come out.
motherfuckers and called me, bro, and thanked me for going off on Dr. Manoob on Chef Show the other day when I went off. They said, well, damn, you went in. So I said, damn, somebody had to say something. You wouldn't even know there then. I think you was just listening. You was in and out. But it was
Yeah, I
on
be yeah,
it was
yeah, I
Corey,
be
it was Corey Chef and them on there and all them. But shit, I had snapped on his ass. He started talking about acting like he be on that high horse shit, like he better than the motherfucker.
yeah, I be at work most of the time. At first, when I first heard him, I was giving him like a slight benefit of the doubt, but I noticed he gets off on agitating people and low key talking shit. So he don't. This is not coming from an innocent place. This is coming from I got the opportunity to disrespect niggas right now. That's what he on.
Yeah, that's how I be feeling. That's how I be feeling. He be man, he be tripping, bro. Like you in a room full of West African descendant motherfuckers. You talking that shit. That's why I told him. I said, I
But you
said,
know
I
what's
said,
crazy? You can get your for him to be a doctor. If people were
yeah,
to look him up, he can get in trouble for that. And
yeah,
and if you're not willing to say the shit you say and online and people face, you shouldn't say it at all. Because he know publicly he wouldn't tell some black person they got nappy hair, and he know publicly he wouldn't say, "Oh, you just mad at you descend from slaves." Like this is the place where people get the opportunity to talk shit. He's not coming from an innocent place. He's coming from a I get an opportunity to shit on you black niggas, and it feels good. It's a rush
yeah.
for him.
That's what I was telling. I said, I won't come from no slave. We come from Africans who was enslaved. Our shit go beyond that. I said you bring your wheat and barley eating ass over to West Africa, we'll beat the shit out your ass like a
But
fucking gorilla, nigga.
absolutely, but
Ass
it
to the
will be
knuckles and just snap on your.
but it will be good to see him and Dr. Reggie go back and forth because I do think that, and Astro just said, I do think that he's a fucking comedian, and you could tell he'd be off, that off something, you know what I'm saying? Because he be drunk to the motherfucker.
You
It'd
talking
be
about
good.
Reggie?
No, not Reggie. No, Reggie don't do that at all. I'm talking about
Oh, Banu.
Dr. Banu, but Dr. Banu be off some Jack Daniel or some shit. He be he
Yeah, he be
he be
drunk.
he
Yeah,
be
he be
talking
drunk.
shit. So it'd be nice to see him and Reggie go back and forth. But that's the funniest part of the show. That shit is crazy. It just be funny, you know.
You heard Chef go off on Chief X about the nappy shit. What nappy
No,
is
I
a
got.
nappy is not the proper term. The proper term will be kinky and curly.
I think that yeah, I heard that part. I think both of them had a point because Chief X coming from the time from the phase of some people do embrace the snappy core hair, and he agree with that. But Chef come from a time where shit he ain't accepting it, and I think that both of them are coming from two opposite sides of the same coin. What I mean by that is you actually got some blacks who embrace nappy hair, and they talk about that as if it's good to be nappy,
Yeah, good to be nappy. Yeah, but
and
I
then
just
you.
but scientific, we
So,
we keep it
yes, yes.
scientific.
But now, yeah. Now I was gonna say
But
that.
it's not
I
but
was
it's
gonna.
nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with being that. Like I embrace being nappy. Shit, you know what I'm saying? That shit. What's shit? What's that? T Pain, Nappy Roots. His little group called Nappy Roots. So you
Yeah,
do
yeah.
have motherfuckers
But
that
I like.
embrace.
But on the scientific term, there's no such thing as nappy. You talk about
No, it's
four
kinky.
A,
It's
four
kinky.
A, 3A, 3B, 3C, 4A, coilier. The thicker the hair is actually curly.
This
Like
this
like
this this what he talking about on here on the screen. Kinky.
But here's the thing, girl. I was gonna show my hair. I don't have nappy hair, yeah, I can comb. I can get the thinnest comb and comb straight through my shit. So what I'm saying is, I don't got an argument in that fight because hair, shit is silly to me.
It's
You know,
different, yeah. And African Americans got diverse type of hair. You know, what I'm saying?
we,
Sure, you can
we
have shit. African American have two different textures on one head.
yeah, they can because of our subtle admixture. So, but I definitely agree with both of them on that side because Chief X is coming from the place where nappy is happy. Chef is coming from a place, nigga, my hair ain't nappy. But from a scientific
This
standpoint,
this
scientists won't use that term.
this what I use, bro. This is a hair expert. This is man by Andrew Walker. He's Oprah's stylist. He did a lot. He did a paperwork on like he helped do paperwork on her type of science. And so he got the different he got the different categories. You see the types. You see types. You got straight. You don't even got one type of straight. You got straight fine, straight medium, straight coarse. You got wavy loose waves, wavy defined waves, wavy wide waves. You got curly loose. curly tight curly. Then you got curly corkscrew curly. You know, so these to her, that's the Jufro shit. You know what I'm saying? And
Right, but
you,
in the taxon, you don't see anything scientifically that's called nappy,
no,
which is
no, no, no,
unscientific.
I'm tripping. I'm tripping. The Jufro would be this. The Jufro would be this. Be the either the curly loose curl or the curly loose. And these shit too also range between Cushitic groups. You'll see some Cushitic groups with curly tight curl. You seen with the curly corkscrew curl. You ever seen them Cushitic niggas like that a fro? They hair like it's slightly
Hmm.
dreaded, but it's
Hmm.
froed out though.
Yeah.
And then you got right here it say kinky coily defined coil. Then you got kinky coily Z coil. Then you got kinky coily tight. This the coil sign right here. And then West Africans, we range from these two. We range from 4A to 4B. Sometimes we might linger into four like three African Americans and shit. When we get to that, we mixing. When we get to the when you get into Fulani shit, you get into this area. You get into the deep, the 3B, 3C shit.
Yeah, but hold on, some fool there got some thick ass hair.
I know, I know. No, that's why I said it range. I said when you get up to the
Yeah,
Fulani shit, it range to this shit. And
yeah,
of course, Fulani this shit naturally because they Niger-Congo motherfucker.
yeah, 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 yeah.
When we talking about, when you talking about the Baroro motherfuckers who still got a lot of that Berber shit, them
Oh,
niggas.
they shit. Yeah, they got some. Yeah, them niggas on some. They on some Amarion type shit.
Yeah, them fucker look like Jay Holiday and shit. But you know Jay Holiday African though for real. That nigga yo,
Yeah, he Ethiopian.
yeah,
Yeah, he Ethiopian. A
yeah.
lot of them live amongst us, bro. Shit, a lot of I didn't even know the comedian girl was part Ethiopian.
Oh, Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
a Habesha name.
yeah, her daddy is Beta Israel.
Yeah, she got an Ethiopian name,
Yeah, yeah.
but she li- but she
It's
li-
a lot of them. It's a lot of them on the West Coast though. She from the West Coast. Nipsey and all them over there.
that's where they find refugeeum at. Just like the Somalis, they go to Minnesota and SeaTac, Seattle. A lot of the Ethiopians go to Washington D.C. or California,
Oh
and
yeah,
a lot of the Dinka, because there's a lot of Dinka, they live in Texas, Dakota, and some of them in D.C.
yeah, yeah. I think somebody else he reached from.
And the Nigerians, they everywhere. The motherfuckers in Chicago, New York, they everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, they everywhere. Yeah, no, shit, no. I'm in the mecca of them motherfuckers here,
Shit, there's a lot of them up here too. They doing their
bro.
thing.
No, bro, you had no idea, bro. Houston, bro. I'm gonna look. Oh, I'm gonna show you, bro. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me show you, bro. Houston, Houston has the biggest Nigerian population outside of Nigeria, bro.
That shit powerful.
Take your ass down to fucking Sugar Land. You go.
Sugarland.
I love it down there, bro. I love it. That's what the West Side. That's what the rapper. You know the rapper Toby.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
He Igbo. He from the way he always rep the West Side because the West Side where all the Nigerians live. My homie, I work with one of my best homies I met at work. His name is CJ. He Igbo. He act, bro. If sure you would never know. He act like African American.
Shit. You know what's crazy? When I see them, I tell them, nigga, you is African man. Your forefathers built this. I'm your forefather.
Hold on, let me put it. Yeah, hell yeah. But he Igbo though. He that's my dude.
Crazy.
Hold on. I be greeting him in Igbo too and everything. I be fucking because I like that shit because I work around the Spanish motherfucker. They be trying to speak that Spanish shit, but I be when me and the African brothers we speak that Niger-Congo shit. They were like,
That's a
look at this.
blessing. That's a blessing.
Hold on, go to demographics.
The North Africans, they click with y'all too, right?
Huh?
The North
Yeah,
Africans, they click. Okay.
yeah. But they click with but they link with they link with anybody. They under that Arabic that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shit go. Yeah, yeah. Said they used to. I got they probably a whole article on this subject. Houston. See, let's they change. Hey, when Wiki be changing shit. Lord, this African American. I know I'm looking. It's probably an article about it. I'm looking. Hold on, watch this. I'm looking up Nigerian Americans. No, Nigerian Americans. Here we go. They gonna have the cities. Here you go. Demographics. Yeah, look. This the shit. Look at Texas, bro. Look at.
It ain't up there. It's not up there. Let me see.
You don't see it?
No, it's not up there.
I ain't sure. Hold on. Let me share it. Hold on. Got to share this shit. I'm on. I'm on. I just typed in Nigerian American. They don't like him. I'm giving straight from Nigeria. Look who got the biggest numbers, bro.
Let me see. Damn, they in Texas like a motherfucker.
Yes, bro.
Damn.
Bruh, you meet a motherfucker, you think they African American, they Nigerian, bro. You will never know.
Damn.
You'll come here, blend right in.
Alhamdulillah. That's a blessing, bro. Mashallah. I like seeing that.
But they mentioned it somewhere. They had it on the Houston. I probably got to find, probably overlooking it because I'm moving through it.
They
I'm gonna
they
find
low
it,
they low key like the battery for us because a
bro,
lot of us
bro,
they keeping us strong globally.
bro. If you go to a Burna Boy concert here, bro, that shit off the chain, bro.
You went to one before?
No, I ain't been to one, but I seen the video. Like I seen my homie showed me. He showed me how to get down. I want to go no like when next time he come, I'm gonna try to go.
Hey, next time he come, bro, let me know because that's one of my favorite artists. I'm gonna slide down there on
Look,
you because
look,
I already told you.
look what it say. Look, Nigeria and America. Look, it say regions of significant population. Texas. Look, especially Houston. Look,
Damn, that's crazy.
and then say the second place is New York, especially NYC, Boston, Philadelphia,
They in
Chicago.
Chicago. They in Chicago now a lot, bro. Bro, color. These
Yeah,
bro, they under the act, bro. These motherfuckers is BDGD Vice Lord.
that's how
Man,
they
they on
that's how they is here. That like a lot of them like they like they intertwine. You know what I'm saying?
this shit crazy, bro. I fucks with them.
Yeah, and with St. Louis, we got a lot. We got Nigerians too, but the Senegalese dominate.
Oh yeah.
We got more Senegalese because too, and then too, they got you gonna have the most people that have the embassy there because St. Louis have an embassy for Senegal because this St. Louis, Missouri is a sister city to St. Louis, Senegal.
Alhamdulillah, that's a blessing.
It's the same thing with the Bosnians. We got St. Louis, Missouri. We got the most Bosnians out of anywhere else.
That shit powerful.
Yep, yep.
That shit powerful.
But shit, I'm gonna shut it down, man. Appreciate the audience. Appreciate the
Yeah,
support, man. We're gonna do this again next week. We're
we
gonna
gonna
rock
do
it
this.
out.
Yeah, we gonna rock out. Appreciate you, Gullah, for having it, man. Shit, we gotta keep it going. This my brother. I love my brother, and shit, I want the world to know that me and my brother always ride. So I don't never want people because you got people that be trying to divide. They don't know me and Gullah is back to back in here. This is my brother. You know what I'm saying? We each other right hand. Him right here. This is hey. When it come to him, we own it. Period.
Yo,
And
yeah,
it's
we research shit together, like certain shit. We came up with conclusions. I put out there, and some shit I came up with. You put out there.
that's real. And this is a Midwest thing. I ain't trying to be basing it off regions, but me and Gullah, we in this.
Yeah, we from the
So
same cloth. Yeah.
hey, we ain't gonna go into it, bro. We got some Jewish ties too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But yeah, we gonna get it in, man. I appreciate you, brother.
All right, bro. All right, peace, bro.
Peace.